And Green, right up the gut. She stays
Touchdown.
up. And she's in. That's what I said. Hold on, is that Green? I'm sorry. That was number 4. That's Shanice Wheeler. Just right up the gut. I mean, I think my fullbacks would earn some money today.
Yes, definitely. There's no doubt that, you didn't have to throw a pass. All right? And realize you only had to go 15 yards for a touchdown.
But the way in which you went those 15 yards.
But you ran the same play the last 4 plays. I mean, that was a 5-play drive. It went 15 yards. The numbers aren't going to be eye-popping in any way, but just the domination in which it happened.
Williamson on, good snap, good hold. It's up and through.
Hammered.
Got a babe.
7-0 here early in the first quarter for the Phoenix, and the Fire are going to be thinking to themselves, well, we had our shot, and then we had the strip on first down. The ball's laying on the ground. They fall on it. 2nd down and 11.
Well, right now, what you see, what I'm watching, and I'm a big guy that watches the other side. I see players walking off the field.
Oh yeah.
The start of the game, nobody was set for the kickoff return. I look at coaches. Coaches are already frustrated.
Yep.
These are all things that I look for when I'm coaching.
Mm-hmm.
Can you gauge the temperature of the other sideline?
And the temperature of the other sideline right now?
Yeah, it's 38 hot.
It is, Coach. That's just exactly the way it is. And we'll see if we get this kickoff. They're set this time, Coach, so they're there.
They have 6 people on the front line.
They're really worried about this onside kick over here to the short side 50-yard line.
So it seems. Williamson the kick, and it's a high spinning kick right down the middle.
Gotta get outside. Hello.
Returned by number 19.
That's really nice coverage right there.
Yeah, that was great coverage. Number 19 for the Fire. That's Rashida Young. Again, if it's me, if I'm the Alabama Fire, I'm figuring out a way to get her the ball. And they did that last time they played. They threw it to her. They ran a reverse. If you know who your players are, you got to get the ball in their hands.
That's the
Get
truth.
the ball in the hands of your playmakers.
That's your job as a coach. There's no other job.
I always kept a chart that has everybody's name on it, so I can see how many times people have gotten the ball to make sure that we're spreading the ball around and getting it to the people who need it.
And they're right back in the 2 tight ends, Coach. So this is going to be we're coming right at you kind of game, at least early on, at least until the Phoenix make the Fire get out of this.
I'm not sure what's happening right here.
It's probably a legal substitution.
Okay, they had 12 on the field. I didn't see a flag.
That's a 5-yard penalty. It'll bring up 1st and 5.
Well, this is good news for the Fire.
It's not good news for me after I had to change all this stuff around.
Quarterback under center. There's a snap.
Toss sweep.
Pitch out to the left side.
Got him.
She's
sealed.
got some room. She's got the edge. Whoa! Man.
Yes, sir, Coach.
Nicely done. Brandy Pringle bringing the pain right there.
That's an 11-yard
She's still
gain.
down. That's not good. I hope she's okay. I think that was Quanika Hunter on the run right there. She had the edge and was really moving, but Pringle absolutely dropped the hammer.
And it's an interesting way that they did this. They ran the toss, short side, Coach, away from the split end or the flank or whatever you'd like to call it, and they outflanked the Phoenix. And they did it the previous time, but a great play from the defensive end was able to strip the ball loose. But that time they got the corner sealed, and it was just, when the safety or corner rolled over the top of that, she showed up with ill intentions.
Yeah, that was nicely done. We never want to see anybody hurt, but, everybody enjoys, good hits.
So right now we're at the 50, Coach. 1st and 10 at the 50. That's the first down of the game for Alabama. They've run 5 plays.
Hey, I'm just getting that play. Let's take a quick look at it. Right here, you can see that we've got a great block right here. They've got the edge.
We'll come back to this, Coach. We're fixing to go back to live action.
Okay, we're lining back up. We'll come back to that. Just I'd like to see that again.
All right. Is this going to be a flanks look? I think we got 2 tight ends, 2 flankers, Coach.
Yep, single back. I think that's Billingsley back in there at quarterback. She's dropping, looks out to her left, lets it fly.
Stop route.
It's a one hopper. It's intended for Young. She didn't have a chance right there.
I like the fact they changed the formation a little bit. The call was not, it was just a simple hitch. Give me 5 yards on first down, but the Phoenix really sat on that. And that could be a good thing or a bad thing, Coach. If you're sitting on the hitch.
Yeah, the hitch and go is kind of dirty.
Or the straight fly, because it didn't look like the corner gave much of any read steps right there. So this is the third play of the drive. It's 2nd down and 10 at the 50.
Billingsley takes snap. It's low, and she looks straight down the middle. She throws it out to the right side. And nice defense right there.
Pass is broken up.
That pass intended for number 29, Sanisha Smith. That's going to be broken up by number 30 for the Phoenix, Asia Bakar.
All right, so you got 3rd and 10, Coach. You've seen a hitch. You've seen the fade. All right, are you running something right here to try to cut this in half so you don't have to punt? Or are you going to go for the whole 10 yards right here?
I'm going to try to get 5 yards. For one thing, if I try to drop back, they just pulled out number 99, Latanglia Dorsey, and put in J-Rock inside.
Uh-oh. Went to the jet.
And
package.
quick snap right there. Lots of pressure. Billingsley lets it fly.
And there was your hitch and go, Coach.
Pass intended for Young again. Well played by the Phoenix.
That's going to bring up 4th down and 10. So you run the ball on first down for 11 yards. And after you get those 11 yards, you throw it 3 straight times.
Yeah.
Is that a script issue right there? Or did they say we're going to script the first part of this game? Because the first 2 plays were really nice.
I hope so, because what they're seeing and what I'm seeing
2 different
are
things.
not the same thing.
I like the run, and I like the throw to the tight end.
I don't consider myself an offensive mastermind by any stretch of the imagination.
They're going to go for this thing on 4th down.
Also a bad idea. Billingsley under center.
Reverse.
Toss. It's a reverse.
Golly, got
Young
him again.
gets it.
Nice defense.
Great job right there. Play made by number 3, Renika Toombs. And, the Phoenix are too fast for stuff like that.
They got them on that in the first game. So that was probably what they were thinking.
I guarantee they were sitting on it. You're waiting on it. If I'm lined up out there, I've got to know that when she doesn't run straight, when she runs backwards, that the first thing I ought to yell is reverse.
That should be coming straight. It should be an echoed call down the line.
And so now you've given the Phoenix a short field.
And that's the second short field.
I don't see how this was a good plan.
I'd hate to say this, Coach, because then somebody's going to be mad, but it wasn't a good plan.
Langley in the gun, offset eye to her right side, slot to the right. 4-man front for the Fire, showing some pressure.
Oh,
Langley,
no.
And that's the kind of stuff that is going to save the Fire. If that was number 16 right there, Brittany Smith, who just put the ball on the ground. She and Langley, it was just not a good handoff.
Well, it looked like Langley wanted to get out of there. You see what I'm saying? She did the old thing where she was going to make the handoff while she was running and never got the ball into the pocket. It was low. The handoff looked to be low. And
it went off her thigh.
Yeah, and so now instead of having the short field, they got the ball 1st down and 10 at
with
the
great field position.
Yeah, and
that's that kind of stuff. To me that's rust.
But that's exactly what it is.
So
now, here we come. We're back to 2 tight ends, and I see if they shift out of this Florida State-like. And
Mulligan for the Fire.
Yeah, start over.
Billingsley under center. There it is. Handoff off the right side. Makes the initial wave. going to be brought down by number 99, Latanglia Dorsey. She's a force to be reckoned with right there in the middle.
I'm going to go ahead and tell you, you got to run those plays. I understand that. But if that is an integral part of your game plan tonight, and you think that that's going to be there, you know, if your defense is going to stay on the field or get you off the field, then you got a shot at doing that in the fourth quarter. And that's a good thing. But if you're going 3 and out.
See, what you're doing right here is you're letting the Phoenix pack the box if you're the Fire. You know, you got 8 people right there in the middle. Billingsley drops, quick throw, tight end is open. And there's the one advantage because the linebackers get so caught up. She's brought down by Carla Odom. That's number 22, Brittany Malloyd right there on the catch. You know, that is one of the things that you can do, you know, when somebody is playing up tight. And, you know, the linebackers get so preoccupied with the run that they forget about the tight end. And that's where your defensive ends have really got to get hands-on and squeeze that.
And that's a 14-yard completion and a first down.
If that tight end doesn't free release, that doesn't happen.
And but they're getting nothing on the run, Coach.
No, the whole middle is just absolutely jammed. Carried by number 27, Michelle Sellers, and destroyed by number 79, Tania Carlton.
Correct call on that one, Coach, because destroyed is what it was.
She never slowed down.
No gain on the play, 2nd and 10. But what they're doing, and I got to, that, like we talked about, what is it, a script issue? Hey, the first play of the game, you ran the football, you gained a yard. The second play, you threw a tight end delayed to the sideline, and you gained 5. Then you ran a toss and you fumbled. The next time you came out, you ran the toss for 11, and you threw the ball 3 straight downs, then tried to run a reverse, got the ball right back on a turnover, ran the ball, threw a play-action pass. Now you're sitting there, you got something going.
Billingsley, under center,
play
drops.
action again.
She's going to roll to the left side. Yeah.
Serious hold.
The right side defensive end, number 92, Taryn Stringer, was absolutely mugged. And I apologize earlier. She had the strip earlier in the game.
That's a gain of 3. It's going to bring up.
And they're not going to call that?
No. Okay, that's a gain of 2. And that's going to bring up 3rd down and 8.
You got to call stuff when it's at the point of attack. I understand holding occurs every play, but when it's at the point of attack, you got to call it. That's refereeing 101, you know?
I told you, Coach, they were having a meeting before the game to do what? Figure out how to be horrible and call every penalty that no one ever has heard of. 3rd down and 8.
Billingsley toss out to the right side. They're trying to round the corner.
That play had nowhere to go, Coach.
Stringer's there first, followed by number 49, LaVonda Thompson for the Phoenix.
And that is a loss of 5.
That carried by number 27, Michelle Sellers. Not only did she lose yards, she also lost her helmet.
Yes, she did. That's a loss of 5. It's 4th and 13.
I'm just here to tell you, if they asked me to run the toss in this game, if I was on the Fire's team, I'd say, hey, let's do something else.
Well, they did it successfully last game.
But the last 2 times they've tried to do it, you had one that got absolutely wrecked on the sideline.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next time they beat her to the line of scrimmage and, almost knocked her head off.
Here comes the post.
This better be a quick kick. If it's not a quick kick, if we were there, I would walk down there.
They may throw the tight end pop to this tight end down here on the single side.
Billingsley in the gun. There's a snap. She takes it, looks out to her left, comes back across to the middle.
To the post.
Had a player.
No flags right there, Coach. It's going to bring up 1st down and 10 at the 42-yard line for the Phoenix.
That pass intended for number 4, Katrina Fincher, broken up by the Phoenix.
So right now, the Phoenix have kind of dodged that bullet, and they're going to take over 1st and 10 at the 42. They can't turn the ball over.
All right here you can see the overall team defense for the league. You can see the Phoenix lead in points per game, giving up
14, Coach.
14, yes. I can't – my glasses, man, I tell you what.
Now, the Texas Elite has given up 18, but they've also played an extra game.
Correct.
So we're gonna be fair. We're gonna be homers, but we're also gonna be fair. All right. So 1st and 10 at the 42 right here for the Phoenix.
Slot to the right, offset eye. Lots of stuff in the middle for the Fire there. Motion to the left side. Play action. Langley throws it out to her right. Pass intended for number 6, Brianna Mosley. Going to fall incomplete.
I like that call. You had really good success with that in the first game.
All right. You can see right there how well the Phoenix defense plays. We've always said that's the strength of their team. And the Fire are not a bad defense. They're down there at number 5, but we haven't seen a lot of great defense so far tonight.
No. Who was that again, Coach? Was it the Fire?
It was the Fire. Yeah, I'm glad you caught that.
Don't worry, I get every day at practice. They get me with that. Uh-oh.
And
hello.
Goodness gracious. I mean, she's wrecking people on offense.
All the way down to the 45 right there, Coach.
Yeah, that's
gain of 13 yards.
That's Brittany Smith. I mean, if you've ever heard this term, finish a run, you can see her around the edge right here.
This is just speed, Coach, right here.
She gets the edge, and then watch her. Okay? Here's the first one.
Didn't want none.
And here comes Rashida Young. Nope.
Hello.
Get off of me. That's beautiful.
Also didn't want none.
That's absolutely beautiful.
So the second first down of the game for the Phoenix is a 13-yard run with a great finish to the run. Now we got to get lined up. I don't think anybody knows what's going on. I know this receiver down here will know what's going on.
Slot to the right. Staggered eye. Motion to the right side. Langley drops, looks to her right. He's getting lots of pressure, scrambles, throws it out.
That's a really nice job.
Just gets rid of it.
That's a really nice job. Don't take the sack. Line up and play on 2nd and 10. Don't worry about anything else about that. It's, everything about that is what a quarterback is supposed to do. If it's not there, protect the football and deal with it.
All right. You can see right here at team scoring, points per game, the Phoenix also lead that category, followed closely by the number 1 Texas Elite. And then you can see the Fire down there again at number 5.
So this is 2 top 5 teams all the way around.
Indeed. Langley in the gun, toss out to the right side. That was really slow. I don't like that. Looks like there was a flag down. That's going to be a hold.
It's going to be
nice carry by Brittany Smith.
That's what happens when you have
brought down by number 27, Michelle Sellers.
That's what happens when you run a play that takes 5 minutes to shape up.
Yeah, I don't. That was awkward. It took a long time. Yeah, it was weak, but yeah.
So you're telling me the holding was weak, Coach?
All right, what we're talking about is right here. Watch right here. I mean, it was brief.
Wow, they called that?
I mean, it's either there or it's possibly here.
It's
okay,
there.
it was there. That's where it was.
When she tried to disengage. So that's going to bring up 2nd.
Yeah, I mean, that's
20.
I mean, it's iffy, but okay.
The letter of the law, Coach.
Motion out to the right side. Langley drops, looks out to her left, has a receiver open, had Mosley open, and just couldn't get the ball to her. Ball's going to fall incomplete.
I'd like to see him come back with that same look right there, motion to the field like that, and run the same out route with Mosley and have the slant coming in behind it.
All right, you can see the team scoring chart up here again. Number 1, Atlanta, 2, the Elite, 3, Utah, and 4, San Diego. And then the Fire. It's funny to me that the Majestics are the number 5 team, or the number 4 team in the rankings, like overall rankings, like team rankings, yet they're way down in team scoring.
Yeah, it could be a part of those things. They may play a little bit better defense and play off of their defense more.
Slot to the right. Langley rolls right. Lots of pressure. Just able to get rid of it. They're going to call it an incomplete.
Yeah, Coach. If we're in 4th or 3rd and 20 all night, it's not going to be a good night.
Going to see the heat bearing down on her right here. You're going to see right here just penetration. It's just more people than they can block, and that's what's going to end up happening. That and, when you're an offensive lineman, what you've got to do is at some point you have to stick your toe in the ground and say no more. Because, as an offensive lineman, you're taught to give ground, give ground, give ground, give ground. But at some point, you got to stick your toe in the ground and keep the integrity of the pocket. That's just how it goes. It's unfortunate because the other person is running full speed and you're just trying to stop them. It's not an easy job.
Right now, the turnover looms large for the Phoenix because that could have been a.
Does this side over here look really short?
It is.
There's only one person.
Mm-hmm.
It's a wonder that wasn't blocked. I don't know whose idea that was, but it was a bad one. But outstanding coverage, and just like that, you can't advance a muff punt, but that's great.
And that's the first turnover tonight for Alabama. But the Phoenix will take over the ball. First and 10 at the 25-yard line.
Young puts it on the ground, and Asia Bakar picks it up, and just like that, what looked like a turning of the tide for the Fire, really fixing to jump back into this thing, and the Phoenix are back in control again. Hey, what you're seeing right there on the screen, June 29th, 2019, in Denver, Colorado, the WNFC National Championship, the 9 Cup. I cannot wait to get there. We are all super stoked about being there.
16th Street Mall, here we come.
Yes, indeed.
Our producer's over here right now just shaking his head.
He knows we're going. It's going to happen.
Bunch to the left right here.
Langley in the gun. Single back offset to her left. Option look. Pitch.
Hello.
I mean, it nothing great, but that's positive yardage on first down. That's awesome.
Gain of 3 is going to bring up 2nd down and 7.
That ball carried by number 22, Malaysia Johnson.
And I like the fact that they're giving them a little bit of different looks right here.
Hey, right here you can see the games that are coming on this evening. Obviously, you're watching right now the Phoenix and the Fire. But at 6 o'clock, hey, the big game is the Texas Elite and the Nebraska Nighthawks. Supposedly the big game. I think Texas Elite drills them.
And that'll be the second game we have a chance to broadcast tonight.
Langley in the gun. Bunch off to the right side. Quick. Oh, man, that had lots of potential right there.
Yes, it did.
She was going to run for a while. Elizabeth Mondragon couldn't pull that one in. She was open and just couldn't get it done. To me, the biggest game you see up there, if you'll look at the bottom right there, that Seattle Majestic San Diego Surge game, that's a huge game.
It is.
I'm really rooting for San Diego Surge to redeem me because I had picked them above the Majestics last week, and it just did not work out.
I got a feeling they'll win tonight, Coach. They're being at home, having a week to watch what Seattle did. There'll be a little bit extra motivation right there. I think San Diego, it's easy for me to say, wins this thing.
Pitch out to the left side. Oh, great defensive play right there for the Fire. I cannot see because of the hair. I can't see the number. I'm trying to give credit to the Fire player who made that great play, but I can't see a number. She has really long hair. You see that, Coach Chapman?
I cannot.
20-something. But it was a great play regardless.
I do know it makes it, instead of it being 4th down and manageable, now it's back to 4th and 11 right here. And this looks eerily like the first game. Neither team being able to do much on offense early on in the contest.
Showing blitz, the Fire. There's a snap.
Fade.
Langley looks. Has time. Throws across the middle.
Incomplete.
That ball intended for Mosley. Broken up by number 4, Katrina Fincher for the Fire. Nicely done. And just like that, the Fire dodge a bullet.
They do. I mean, and let's give credit where credit's due. Their defense has played really, really well after the first drive, and that first drive was only a 15-yard drive. So, they've stepped up and answered the call. They've covered up, they've covered up one turnover. They've covered up a punt that ended up being a a -3 net yardage punt. And when you're looking at this, if you're the Phoenix right now,
you should be up by 3 touchdowns.
It should be 21-0. All right. The saving grace for the Phoenix is that their defense hasn't given up anything. But I'd be really wary of the tight end into the boundary right here.
Billingsley lining up under center. 5-man front for the Phoenix. There's a snap. She drops, throws it out, a little bubble out to the right side. That's Young. She's going to pick up some positive yardage there. What, maybe 5?
4. She got 4, Coach. It'll be 2nd and 6.
I mean, good play on first down. But to me, like you talked about it earlier, you spoke to it earlier, you got to work the perimeter if you're going to beat the Phoenix. And it looks like that's going to be the end of the first quarter. So the end of 1, you're Atlanta Phoenix 7, Alabama Fire 0. But, again, if I'm attacking the Phoenix, I think when you line up in that double tights eye look, I think you play into the Phoenix strength.
You do, because we've talked about it before. Their best players play inside. And just because we said attack the edge, attacking the edge doesn't always mean a reverse or a sweep. You can get there with bubble screens, quick screens, things of that nature. Hey, Coach, who we got for the player of the week?
Right there you can see for the Pacific Division, Tasha Ayano. There we go.
Yes, sir.
Tasha Ayano, now that I'm speaking English again. All right. Had a great game. We actually did that game last week, and she was huge with the 3 picks. That's what I remember about that one. For the Atlantic Division,
they went with the San Diego Rebellion, so they did 2 Pacific divisions because the Atlantic didn't necessarily play. Kind of threw me for a curve myself.
Okay, that I was looking.
I know. It took me a minute or two myself.
I'm not going to. Martin,
there you go.
For the Rebellion, had.
She played quarterback and DB. I mean, when you talk about what she was able to put together, 5 for 11 passing, 57 yards, 9 carries for 153 yards, 3 TDs, a kickoff return.
Martin's the quarterback.
Yes.
Okay. Now I'm remembering because she's a big gal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They got trips, Coach. Here comes the quick screen again.
At the next break, we'll talk a little bit about Seattle and the Surge and their highlights from last week.
Billingsley drops, gets lots of pressure, just takes off. I mean, I think that's a great move.
Gain 2.
She's going to pick up 2 yards. I mean, you didn't stand there and wait to get sacked. You did something. And now it's 3rd and 4.
So I mean, right here, this is the way they have to play. They've got to be able to get it into a 3rd and manageable spot right here.
Well, because now your playbook's open. Now you could go with an off-tackle run and you'd be okay.
You could run the toss.
Don't do that.
I'm just saying. I'm giving examples. You could. Hey, look, there's a map. It's awesome.
They split the tight end out wide this time. That's interesting. I wonder if they're planning on dragging her across the middle.
That would be my think.
There's a snap.
No,
Billingsley drops.
They're going to run her straight down the seam.
Oh, man. What a throw. On the
Touchdown.
money. And that's going to the house. All the way. No chance of stopping her right there. That's number 4, Katrina Fincher on the reception. Great pass on her fingertips. Just beautiful execution all around.
Wow.
Good time up front.
Wow.
Well done.
I mean, you're sitting there looking, I think that was 68 yards, Coach. 68 yards.
Yeah, that seems accurate.
And that's going to put Alabama a measly extra point away from tying this thing up and getting their first points of the year against the Phoenix.
They did go scoreless last time.
They did.
And maybe this opens the floodgates for the Fire.
And I hate to say it, but I was the one that said might want to watch that tight end on the short side because it's need to get a look at that because I think we may have caught a flaw in the Phoenix coverage scheme right here, Coach. Here comes the point after attempt. And
They throw the block out of the way.
they got a lot of people over the left side. And it is blocked.
Great play. I mean, that's
That's a huge play.
It's a running joke on the sideline. A lot of places I've been where that might be the difference. Right here, going back to the touchdown, you'll see the receiver. She's split out right there. and she's just going to release.
This is a straight go route.
And there's a linebacker trying to cover her, and there's the problem.
Yep, that's the problem right there.
And it looks like she might make the play, but she's able to shake her.
Yep.
And then that's all she wrote.
And, you know, if you're going to play man coverage, and
you're going to give up some big plays.
You're going to give up some big plays, and you're going to have to understand that, you know, when that happens, you just got to line back up and play. We've seen this before with the Phoenix. They gave up a huge play down in North Florida on a slant that, you know, actually put them down. They were up 6-0 at the time, and then they were down 7-6. I mean, immediately after we had just made a joke about, you know, North Florida being in,
short squib right there,
wow.
Mishandled. There's that special team stuff.
But you got back on it.
Able to recover it. That's one of those where, you know, again, I hold my breath during the kicking game.
But in all jokes and kidding aside, by squibbing that kick because they're afraid of Atlanta's return people, Atlanta's got great field position right here. They're right at midfield. I mean, you know, you can't keep putting your defense in a position where they're defending only half of the field, because sooner or later they're going to break.
What you see it right up on the screen right now is the statistical ranking. This is not the actual ranking, but the statistical ranking of the teams. You see Atlanta over the Texas Elite. If I'm not mistaken, it's simply because they played fewer games.
Yes.
Because in reality, it is the Texas Elite, the Atlanta Phoenix, which rose to number 2, the Utah Falcons, and then the Seattle Majestics are your top 4. Langley under center, I backfield.
Something about that was
wrong.
Something
Yeah,
about
somebody
that
zigged where they should have
way
zagged on that
wrong.
one. Good job by number 10 and number 53 for the Alabama Fire, LaTanya Scott, and number 53, Chardonnay Jenkins, come in and make that play. That looked like a busted play, though.
It was, and it's going to end up being a 4-yard loss. And the Phoenix are behind the chains again, just like we talked about last time with the holding penalty putting them behind the chains. You know, they got to go back to what they do well. We haven't seen the
football.
We haven't seen the counter yet. You know, we saw a little option, but they haven't gone to what was really good against Alabama the last time, which was that little, you know, counter look. It's not a true counter because nobody's pulling, and there it is. And they were ready for it.
Yes, indeed.
And they gained
Stuffed.
1. So right now, if you're a Phoenix fan,
yeah, it's a little concerning.
Everything that could go wrong in the last, you know, minute and a half has gone wrong. Easy for me to say. And, you know, momentum is on the other sideline, and a team that you had walking off of the field after the first, you know, 3 minutes of the game now has life and belief.
Oh, the worst thing you can do to a team is let them hang around.
Yeah, and especially, you know, let them hang around and think they're doing something when you're really killing yourself.
There's snap. Langley drops, looks out to the left, lets it fly.
Incomplete again.
Had Mosley open and just couldn't get it to her.
And guess what? That is 0 for 7 throwing the football tonight.
Yikes. And that's going to bring up 4th and 13.
Yes, it is. And the defense is going to be right back out on the field after this punt.
And if the last time, the punt, they played one player to the left side.
Running that funky pseudo spread punt thing.
And the Fire put 2 people right there, and one came scot-free and almost blocked the kick.
And we've talked about this with our team before, Coach. If you give up a blocked punt in a game, you know, what's the percentage of time the team that blocks the punt wins the game?
90.
That's correct. If you give up a blocked punt, the team that blocks the punt wins 90% of the time.
All right. And they're lined up in that funky look again.
Man.
So if I'm not mistaken, the left side.
I would snap the ball and run right up the middle of the field.
It's not a bad idea. There's an up back right there. There's a snap. Williamson's able to get it out.
Good punt.
And, okay, I'm not sure what the call is right here. I think maybe
catch interference right here.
Rashida Young had signaled fair catch. I didn't see that part. I think maybe she was signaling fair catch. Of course, I would wish we could have seen that one. because a lot of times we get a cheap fair catch where they're waving real low and,
And if they do that, it's supposed to be, by the letter of the law, we can use that term again, an illegal fair catch signal. And it should be a penalty.
Because it's supposed to be above your head real clear.
You have to make a discernible signal. And if you're wondering how we know these rules so well, we have heard all of these rules recited to us by people that don't know them as well as us.
Yeah, so I think that's what they're going to call is.
And that's going to be 15 yards.
All right, gentlemen. A couple things about the Seattle Majestics. They ended up taking the victory on this particular play. The Surge were driving. They were on the 5-yard line going in, and then suddenly a fumble occurred, and there goes the Majestics.
Oh, just stripped it out of her hands.
Yep.
And
95 yards the other way.
Wow.
Yep.
Talk about the all-time gut punch.
Yep. And they were not able to kind of rebound after that. So that match is occurring again tonight. Be curious to see what happens. Back to the live action. Thank you, gentlemen.
A bunch out to the left side for the Fire. Single back. Billings under center. There's snap. She drops. Throws it out to the right side. Pretty sure there was a hold right there. It doesn't look like they're going to call it. Pass caught by number 29, Sanisha Smith. So, I mean, you're rolling the dice, and everything right now is coming up Fire.
That's right. 16 more yards and another first down. I mean, this is eerily similar to the first game with the way Alabama has kind of controlled play right here in the first half. I mean,
well, that's one of those things about being on the road. If you can withstand that first barrage and settle in,
yep,
a lot of times you can get it done.
And I'm not a big proponent of this, but if I am the Phoenix right here, I might call timeout just to kind of settle everybody down.
Bunch to the left, same look.
Got her.
Billingsley is going to go down under pressure.
They were close the last play. That play, she had no chance.
Carla Odom got there, as did number 24, Shantoya Spicer.
The easiest way to get
Shatanya Spicer, sorry.
That's why we teach history, Coach.
That's right.
The easiest way to get yourself going in a game where you don't think you're playing as well or with as much energy is to get after the quarterback. You have to be an attacking defense right here and make something happen to light a fire under the other side of the ball. And it looks like that's what the Phoenix plan on doing because here they come again.
Billingsley drops, throws across the middle, has a receiver open. The ball's fumbled. They're going to call her down. That pass again to number 29, Sanisha Smith.
And that's 13 more yards, or excuse me, I am correct. That is, what do they call that? Oh, they called it incomplete.
What?
Didn't complete the catch, Coach.
Oh.
Got to make a football move.
No. She was running with that ball.
I'm not going to argue with you, Coach, and say that you're not right.
That's a terrible call.
It's going to end up being third. Oh, what do they call it, penalty? I don't know what's going on right here because
how is that not a catch?
But there are no 4-yard penalties. They just backed the ball up too. It was 3rd and 10, or it was 2nd and 12. So now it's
I don't think so.
Now it's a 3-yard penalty of some sort.
There it is.
Okay. All of a sudden now it's 3rd and 15. I don't understand what I just saw right there.
I'm not sure what's happening.
Neither are the referees.
That's horrendous.
I don't understand why they moved the ball back.
That
3
is
yards.
horrendous. Snap to Billingsley. She's looking out to her right side, throws the ball across the middle.
No, that was tipped, so there can't be pass.
That pass intended for Smith again. Looked like that was broken up by number 22, Malaysia Johnson.
That's what I was trying to look for. They backed the ball up 3 yards, but I don't know what penalty is 3 yards. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't see anything.
So now it's going to bring up 4th down and 15 right here.
Hey, can we take a quick glance at that last play? No, I'm talking about the catch. Never mind, they're breaking the huddle.
Here comes the pass rush unit for the Phoenix right here, Coach. All right, and here we go. 4th down and 15. This is the 3rd time that Alabama's gone for it on 4th down in the first half.
Snap. Billingsley drops.
No
looking.
pressure.
Throw. I don't know what the plan was there. You had all short routes, and they were all well covered. And we're going to take a quick glance at that no catch that I say is a catch. Right here, you can see I'm into the play a little bit. Okay. Right there, she has it. That ball's tucked away. I know it's hard to see, but the ball's right here. It's tucked away. She goes to the ground, and then it comes out. Here it is, full speed. How's that not a catch? On what planet is that not a catch? That's horrible. That's absolutely horrible. It's fortunate for the Phoenix, but that's a terrible call.
It is. Phoenix in the spread right here, Coach.
Doubles. Give off the left side.
Come on back.
Going to have to change directions. Going to get some help.
Come on
Always
back.
worried about blocks in the backs on this. Nice big run. Huge play. Renika Toombs just making it happen. Started to the left and had to cut it all the way back, and it's going to be a 1st down for the Phoenix.
And a 14-yard gain right there.
And that's definitely what the Phoenix needed.
Yeah, I mean, and let's just be honest. The Phoenix are up a point right there. That's their 3rd 1st down of the half, guys.
Jeez.
Just the 3rd 1st down of the half.
Doesn't seem that way.
No, it doesn't, but they've started in such plush field position, and, they've gotten nothing out of it.
You got to hate when that stuff happens.
Mm-hmm.
Sniffer back off to the left for the Phoenix. Shuffle in motion to the right. Lane takes snap.
Same play.
Give off the left side, and there she goes. Toombs cuts back. And just driving. They're just trying to bring her down. Everybody's there, but, it looks like she was eventually brought down by number 53, Chardonnay Jenkins for the Fire.
And that's 10 more yards and another 1st down.
Yeah, and, we were talking earlier about what the Phoenix should do. This is it.
And it's a little bit different than it was the last time. They weren't in a lot of gun the last time, but late in the game after they had pounded that counter look, ISO look, they went to some of this and they were really successful. So now they're getting it spread out. And this is when a couple of times they were able to throw the quick screen because they were running the ball so effectively.
Langley throws it out to her right side, and there we go. We got a connection.
And that's going to be 9 yards on the first completion of the first half for the Phoenix.
Big play and a 1st down right there.
It's going to bring up 2nd and 1, Coach.
2nd and 1?
Yep.
Just trying to figure out what the referee was talking about right there.
He was also talking that it was 2nd and 1.
Oh, is that what he said? 2nd and 1?
2nd and 1.
No catch. I just can't believe they called that.
It's a brutal call, Coach.
I mean, I just don't know what you're looking at. She took 2 steps, went to the ground, and then after she hit the ground, the ball came out. I don't get that. Jones slides over to the right side. Langley in the gun.
I'd be running it left again right here.
Jones shuffles across. There's a snap. ISO off the left side. And Toombs running wild out there. Should have set up her block, though.
9 more yards and another 1st down, though. This is by far and away the best offensive possession of the first half.
Tackle made by Monet Presley right there.
And it's 1st and goal at the 10-yard
So far, what's been happening is the Phoenix got an early turnover. We're able to go in and score.
Well, they got it off the punt return, Coach. Remember the bad
punt? Oh, yeah,
punt?
it was a bad punt. I apologize. That's as good as a turnover. And they get a short field, only have to go 15 yards to put it in. And then we've seen kind of a back-and-forth thing where it looked like the Fire was really down and they were going to shoot themselves in the foot. And then the Phoenix took on that role.
Yeah, the Phoenix just adopted that and said, you know what, we'll just let y'all hang around for a little while.
And the Phoenix were able to really utilize the tight ends and the tight slot receivers. And they ended up going to the short side of the field where the receiver was kind of pulled in tight. And she was number 4, Katrina Fincher, and she catches the ball, and in the coverage scheme, they had a linebacker trying to cover her, and she's too fast for that. She catches the ball and, just walks into the end zone.
And I'll say this, no matter what happens right here on this drive, I mean, it's goal to goal right here at the 10-yard line. And the Phoenix have 4 downs to score because we've seen their kicking game. They can easily kick a field goal from right here. Not that they want to. But the point being is that no matter what happens right here, I'm the Alabama Fire. I'm sitting over there going, I got everything I want. I've got them thinking that, what I've done so far, they can't stop because the last 2 drives, I've pretty much thrown the ball at will. They had the 1 sack, but the protection's been good, and that's easy for me to say. The protection has been good, and they've had, the quarterback has been very accurate, and their receivers right now are giving the Phoenix a hard time. But I'd still run it left right here if I'm Atlanta.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they've got what they want. Alabama's playing the field right here. Comes the blitz.
Jones shovels across. There's a snap. Lindley takes a snap.
Oh, no.
Going to pitch it out to the right side. Has room.
Touchdown.
And that's it.
10 yards on the option.
She's in. Is that 15 or 16? Those numbers are so hard to read.
Nice job right there.
I think that's number 16 for the Phoenix, Brittany Smith.
And that's 13-6 right here, and this extra point is enormous. And, I mean, this is a huge play in the game because right now you can put the Fire into an idea where they have to go for 2 because after they got their extra point blocked, Phoenix just, simple thing. Good snap, good hold, good kick right here.
No doubt. And it's, it sounds simple, but it's kind of hard to do sometimes. There's a snap, hold. It's up, and it's good. Yeah, we have a weird vantage point.
Yep. It was hard.
I wasn't sure. We'll take a quick look at that touchdown.
I was not a big fan of the play call, but they blocked it so perfectly. I mean, look at this. Look at the double on the edge, Coach.
Yeah, but they let this player go because it's the option. They're going to let that player go and take the quarterback, and they're going to double here
and they're going to
seal the edge.
And all this really is a toss sweep. The speed option is really just
Boom,
a toss
there
sweep.
It is.
Got the seal right there.
And she just outruns everybody to the corner.
Yeah, I mean, it's perfect right there. Look at the other seal. Right back in there. I mean, the receiver has got the corner pinned in the end zone, and the original double from the sniffer back goes off and seals the outside linebacker or the safety, whoever that was. I mean, that's just really well blocked, and that ball was just sitting there
waiting on somebody to come and get it. My goodness, that was a nice block.
And they threw it.
And they threw the flag.
And that's great coverage.
Great job
Absolutely.
running it down right there.
And this line of scrimmage
those numbers are hard to read.
Is going to be.
That looks like number 19 made that play for the Phoenix. Looked like it was going to be a really good return for number 21, Monet Presley, but she was hawked in by Katrina Cooper. And I think the Phoenix are going to get some help right here.
Oh, they are going to get some help.
Keep wanting to say Atlanta Falcons, and I don't know why.
Don't say that and jinx them.
Yeah. They'll be up 28-3.
Coach, I'm going to
blow it.
I will fight you.
Oh, the Falcons. And don't get me wrong, people, I'm a Falcons fan, but because I'm from Atlanta, so it's just really unfortunate.
I can assure you that I'm a Falcons fan, but I have seen my father grab a TV and threaten to throw it out the bay window because of a Falcons game. So, hey, that last drive was a thing of beauty.
Oh, yeah.
It was a thing of beauty.
It's what they need to do.
6 plays, 49 yards,
Pound the football.
And they did it in a way. I mean, the first play, let's not lie to ourselves. The first play was stopped. That was a great individual effort. But they came back and ran the same play the play after that, and it went for 10. And the next play went for 8. All right? And after that, the next play goes for 10 more and a touchdown. So it's a really nice drive to kind of, steal back the momentum you have lost. And now it's time for your defense to go out here and handle this business.
There's a give right there off the left side.
Okay.
She's got some rooms. They're having a really hard time making that play.
Got 7, as a matter of fact.
Nice run by number 2, Wanisha Thomas. Eventually brought down by Crystal Reese and company. Yeah, I don't understand why that was such an issue.
Maybe because we got a late half situation and they're playing the pass, Coach. This is not let anybody get deep on us, make them drive the field. And if they want to run the football, let them run the football right here and let them eat up the clock, although both teams have 3 timeouts left. Fire in there, going to be in that 11 look, Coach. No, they're in 12. They got flanks.
Yep. There's a snap. Give off the right. So Manisha Thomas, she breaks that linebacker level. She's running wild through the defensive backfield.
It's 21 more and a first down.
There's a host of Phoenix players there. I'm not sure what's going on.
1st and 10, ball's at the 46-yard line.
Yeah, she might have hurt herself a little bit right there. You see the helmet tap.
She might be tired. Well, we talked about how hot it is out there. It's hot, humid, playing on turf. I'm sure that's not the most, forgiving of all, surfaces to be playing on a night like tonight.
Turf's so hot. We spend a lot of time on turf in the summer, and it is miserable.
I've got a lot of shoes that have fallen to the wayside because of turf.
Yes, they'll absolutely melt.
Phoenix are playing. It looked like a double A gap right here, Coach.
Yeah. There's a snap. Billingsley gives off, and there.
Hello.
Oh, good gravy. That's number 19 right there on the carry. I'm sorry, number 19 on the play. It looks like both players lost their helmets. Number 21 was carrying the ball, Monet Presley, and Katrina Cooper, despite having lost her helmet, just waylaid her.
Ball should be at the 49-yard line. Should bring up 2nd and 7 right here.
Where I come from, we call that a train wreck.
Or a slobber knocker.
Yes. I mean, they're out there popping each other.
And the Fire going back in the huddle right here. And right now, it seems like we have no answer, Coach. I hate to say it that way, but they are basically just, they hit us with the big pass over the top. So we've kind of changed our coverage and gone to more of a too-high safety look. And now they're just, with that too tight end look, we're outnumbered in the box now.
Here it comes. Pass number 22 right here.
All right, now we're trying to sneak someone down. They moved.
Yep, you can't do that.
That should be delay.
There's a
call
flag
a false
down,
start.
False start. Looked like the left guard moved.
As some people say, yeah, there's another team playing. So that's going to bring up 2nd down and 12 now, Coach.
Billingsley in the gun. There's a snap. Fakes it. It's going to throw out to the right side. Had a receiver wide open and held the ball forever.
Mm-hmm.
It was intended for Smith, and she should have just let it go long before that. But luckily, it gave Asia Bakar time to get over and to make the play.
And they tried to run a corner out right there, Coach. And by running the corner, it allowed that route. It let the quarterback hold on to the ball because she wasn't ready to.
If you'd thrown an intermediate route there, you're still running.
On the slant. It was just there was so much cushion, and the receiver wins off the line of scrimmage.
Again, any kind of intermediate thing that works the sideline, we're giving up right now.
Mm-hmm. So it's 3rd down and 12 right here.
Hey, there's a snap. Billingsley lets it fly. All kinds of help over there. Pass intended for Smith. A little overthrown.
That's going to bring up 4th down, and this has got to be a punt right here. You cannot give the Phoenix the football back right here at your own 44-yard line.
Because you got to get back to them at half.
Yes, we make that the analogy all the time. But if you go for this right here and you turn it over and they score, you've just played make it, take it in professional football. And that's not something you want to do.
No.
And the masters of that are you see teams, but everybody talks about it. They talked about it on the Super Bowl ad nauseum was, Belichick trying to steal a possession at the end of the first half, so he could score at the end of the first half and then score to start the second half and change the complexion of the game. So they are going to punt, and they are going to punt
with too many people,
with 5 yards in the rears right here. So 4th and 12 just became 4th and 17. And the ball is now back at the 39-yard line. And that's the 3rd penalty of the first half. Been a pretty cleanly played first half. 3 penalties for each team. The Phoenix have been penalized for 30 yards, and Alabama has been penalized for 15, Coach.
There's a snap.
That should have been blocked.
Yeah. It barely got off.
Don't do it.
It's bouncing around. It's going to be picked up by the Phoenix.
And that's going to bring up 1st down and 10 at the 39-yard line.
Crystal Reese trying to return, and she got yoked by Wanisha Thomas. She's like, hey, where are you going?
Excuse me, that's the 44-yard line, not the 39.
Yeah, you don't pick that ball up. The only way I picked that up is if I thought it hit somebody.
That's true. We don't have the same vantage point that she has on the field, so she may have thought it hit one of the Phoenix players up in front of her. Does this seem like a long first half to you, Coach?
Very.
It's like the clock operator gets paid by the time that they're on the field and halftime.
Making money by the hour up there.
There you go.
Langley in the gun. Bullet back behind her. There's a snap option out to the right side. Going to be pitched. She's got some room. She's got some wheels.
Keep going.
Great job right there, not blocking in the back. Big time run right there by Brittany Smith.
36 yards, and they found a little something on this option, Coach. All the way down to the 20-yard line. And so this is one of those interesting, change of events that you go through a game at. Right now we're looking at the Phoenix having a chance to add on here late.
It was a great job there by the receiver. I don't know if you can see it, not hitting the person in the back and just letting Brittany Smith run.
We have a timeout right here, Coach.
Hey, let's take a look at that last one, because that's a pivotal play.
There it is.
All right, here we go. Well, soon.
You got it. It'll be there in a hurry.
There we go.
Here comes the blitz inside.
Everybody's coming inside. You see, everybody's inside right here. And now there's nobody right there. Okay. They got to take quarterback because they blitzed everybody inside. Now somebody has to take quarterback, and it's right here. And that leaves nobody. That leaves these people back here for the pitch. And she comes around the corner. What I was talking about earlier is right here. Where I come from, this player would hit this player square in the back. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. But what she does is she practices smart football, and she just lets Smith keep running. And it's a really heads-up play. You think that's such a simple thing, but it's hard not to do it.
Yep.
It's really difficult to know this person might tackle the back. I'm just going to shove him in the back, and maybe nobody will see.
Here comes a run to the left, Coach. I'm telling you right now, this is run to the left. Nope,
Motion
option
to the right side.
And it ended up run to the left.
Langley headed out to the left. If it was me, that option look, I don't know that I would worry about Langley running the ball.
No, I would make sure that she ran the ball.
Right. We want her to take the ball. Like, if I'm thinking playing against the Phoenix defensively, I'm going to make her run because she's not the same runner that Brittany Smith or some of those other backs are.
Exactly, Coach. Now,
hey, update right here for the Texas Elite Nebraska Nighthawks game. Right now, the Texas Elite leads 7-0. That's not a surprise to anybody.
With more to come.
Yeah.
2nd and 12 right here.
Same look, that same motion across to the right. Pitch out to the right side. They don't steal the
Cut
edge this
it.
time. And she had a chance to cut it back, but she delayed. She stuttered.
And they're going to gain 1 on that.
She stutter stepped. If she just stuck her toe in the ground and cut it back, she'd have been fine.
That's going to bring up 3rd down on 11.
I tell you what, number 53, Chardonnay Jenkins is a force for the Fire.
She's played really, really well in the first half. I don't know who called that timeout. Did you see?
He pointed in both directions. I'm not sure what. Maybe it was referee's timeout?
No,
Getting them water?
I wouldn't think so. Not at this point in time in the game. If it's 3rd and 11, I'm going with Atlanta called this timeout.
Well, you would think so.
So, Coach, I'm going to say this. I'd line up in the same formation you just did right there. And as bad as this is going to sound, it's 3rd and 11, but I've got a really good kicker that might need just to be a little bit closer. And here we got to get Texas Elite kicking off right here.
There's the kickoff right there and screaming down the field.
There's an illegal block right there.
Yeah, that was an ankle bite.
We got a good camera angle of the B.
Yeah, that's weak sauce.
That's the WB.
The WB, the frog.
And what I was saying right here, Coach, I would line up in the same formation. But we're going to line up in, looks like an doubles look. But there would be a quick screen thrown right here because
you take your slot person and run it out, kick out the corner, and now the defensive end is chasing. But that's not what they're going to do. They're going to sling it downfield. And they had both receivers
in the same spot.
In the same spot. They were both beat. If you just throw the quick screen, if Langley just pops up, flips her hips, and slings the ball out there, if she shortstops it right there and just fires it out, now the defensive end is chasing your wide receiver.
Yep.
I like my chances.
Very similar to what we saw with their tight end getting chased by our linebacker.
The defensive end on this side is not the athlete that the receivers out there are.
You're about to get heated up right here too. So if you've got something quick in the middle of the field right here, now would be the time to throw it because here they come.
Langley in the gun. There's a snap. She drops. Getting good time. Throws it out. He's going to throw the ball short. Just couldn't get it there. Had a receiver open in the end zone. 2, as a matter of fact.
Wow.
And looks like
that's going
to be a turnover on downs.
It is.
Hey, what you see right up there, the 9 Cup Championship weekend at Marv K Stadium in Denver, Colorado. So it's going to be on June 29th, 2019. You can join us and the rest of Score Sports at the 16th Street Mall. Drinks are on Bo.
Bo just shot you.
We're all excited. I cannot wait. I've gone ahead and cleared my schedule for those couple days. You can see the rankings right there. And if you see out to the right side, you can see the number of votes that they received. And that's not current, I don't think.
That was last week's rankings.
Yeah, that was last week's rankings. But anyways, it's good to keep up with how things are going from week to week.
Delay a game right here.
And we're watching the Alabama Fire implode.
As we speak.
But, we watched this a few minutes ago where they would do it for a few minutes, and then the Phoenix would do it for a few minutes.
So,
it's like nobody wanted to win.
Reciprocating just, you don't want this? Here you go.
Okay, we don't want to win either. Here, you can get it back.
What the Phoenix need right here is they need a pick. They need
that would be any kind of turnover right here would be huge.
Pressure in the quarterback's face and a pick, but I'd be real wary of of anything.
Here comes pressure, ball's out.
It's
up in the air, and Rashida Young is mugged.
And that's going to be a penalty right there.
And as it should be. I'm pretty sure she no longer has her wallet.
Yeah, that was a pretty easy call right there. That's going to bring up first.
Raven Buchanan doing her absolute best, but Rashida Young is a pretty good receiver. But, I agree with it. If you think you're beat, tackle her.
And that's going to be a spot of the foul thing, so it'll be a 5-yard penalty.
Tackle her. We'll live to play another down.
Yeah.
Do not let her catch the ball and run down the field, though.
And, I mean, at this point in time, when you're sitting here looking at it, you don't want to give up anything cheap. So make them earn everything. And some people may say, well, that's just dirty. It's not dirty. It's the way everybody plays football.
Well, absolutely. There's a snap. Billingsley drops. Quick throw out to her
No,
left.
sir.
I'm not sure or to her right. I'm not sure what that was about.
Well, it was supposed to be a quick screen, but it wasn't quick.
You can't float a quick screen. That ball's got to be fired out there. Nice play. Combination of number 22, Malaysia Johnson, and number 30, Asia Bakar. Billingsley kind of hung Katrina Fincher out to dry right there.
She did.
I mean, that's one of those where I'm going to try to fight you at halftime.
And I thought that there was fixing to be a real problem if they
'cause
get there a step sooner, the ball's on the
gets,
ground.
And she gets absolutely wrecked.
Yep. 2nd down and 13 right here. If I'm Alabama, I'm running the football trying to make, the Phoenix use their timeouts, and I'm going to get to halftime down 8.
Right. Giving them the ball back.
I'm not putting myself in any kind of, danger right here.
Billingsley in the gun, throws it out to her right side.
Nice broke up.
And there are 3 Phoenix players there.
And the passing game for the Fire, which had been so good for about a 6 or 7 play, stretch in that, is now gone non-existent. We have illegal formation, which has declined.
It's going to bring up 3rd down.
3rd and 13 from the 18 right here. Now, I'm one of those guys. I like to go after punts and things like that. I like to get after the quarterback. Right now, I'm probably going to sit in the zone, let you throw it underneath, tackle the receiver, not allow the first down, call my timeout, and then go after the punt.
There's a snap.
And there's the run.
Gives right
nice
the gut.
job.
Wanisha Thomas on the
Nothing.
carry. She's not going to get past Carla Odom, though.
That's a 1-yard gain or a 2-yard gain right there, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
Right there, you can see the current rankings. You see the team's name, their record, and then out to the far right, you can see the number of first-place votes they received. The Texas Elite Spartans rightfully number 1. The Atlanta Phoenix coming off a 2-week bye in at number 2, only trailing by 5 votes. That's going to be a square off that's going to be outstanding. I cannot wait to see that game. And
that's halftime, Coach.
Yep, that's going to be half.
I, for the life of me, do not understand going to a half
with timeouts.
Yeah, and not making them punt right there.
Yeah, I don't know. Hey, great job by the filmers for the Phoenix Fire game, by the way. Just outstanding job of actually following the action. No, I'm being for real. I thought it was a good job. No, I mean, I'm being sincere. Whereas the Texas Elite game, I stare at the B a lot. It's an iPad. Outstanding. Well, the iPad moves, right? I'm just Texas Elite the gun right there. There's a snap. Give right up the gut. Nice play by the Nighthawks right there. Good job stuffing it.
But it's going to be a 1st down, Coach, because that was short yardage right there.
Garçon.
Boy, you're killing
Thanks,
me.
man.
Killing me.
That's funny.
Oh, man.
Nighthawks rotating some defensive linemen there.
We got a score update, Coach, on this. Is it still 7-0?
I think it's still 7-0. but it looks like the Texas Elite are on the march. High snap right there, handled, down, thrown across the middle.
Pick.
That's going to be picked by the Nighthawks.
No, incomplete.
Oh, they didn't come down with it. Thank you, sir.
So it'll be 2nd down and 10 right here for the Texas Elite Spartans.
And as for the rest of the games in the WNFC right now, we'll throw them up on the board here. Just a couple of quick updates. Everybody's playing right now. As soon as we get updates, we'll throw you in right now. 7-0, the Elite Spartans over the Nebraska Nighthawks. Nebraska has made a big jump. They are currently trying to find themselves in the 3rd seed in the playoffs on the Atlantic Conference. So this is a big game, kind of a telltale of who the Phoenix could play, or a rematch with the Texas Elite here in the semifinals when the playoffs start. Right now, the top 4 teams in the Atlantic Conference, the Texas Elite sit at number 1, followed by the Atlanta Phoenix, then the Nebraska Nighthawks, and then you really have the Alabama Fire and the North Florida Pumas. When I say that, I mean I throw up on this on the schedule, and we'll wait till this. We'll see if we can get this play done. Nope.
Well, I'm gonna stop and talk. I'm gonna stop and talk junk about how.
Well, don't talk junk just yet. The next 2 weeks, the Fire and the Puma play each other. So it's all going to be about who's going to be the 4th seed, depending on the Fire. You think the Fire is going to do it? I mean, right now they've come out to play. I mean, it's 14-6 on the Atlanta Phoenix.
I'm going Beavis on you right here.
Fire, fire, fire! I appreciate that. For the MTV wise, people would really enjoy that.
That's a great show, by the way.
I know. I appreciate you bringing that up.
The Atlantic group, based upon what I've watched, I will say this. It's kind of like you would think, knowing what we know about the West Coast football versus Southeastern football, Midwestern football, the Atlantic Conference seems to be more physical. Am I just dreaming here?
Looks like it.
Well, to me, we still need more, and we're going to get this over the next 3 weeks with the LA Bobcats, the San Diego Surge, and the Seattle Majestics. We've seen Utah play, which was good. We've seen Seattle play. I think the question is, when it comes right down to it, they're very well coached. I feel like the Pacific League.
Oh, great schemes.
Very well schemed. I feel like that there's a game plan attached. Not that doesn't happen with the Atlantic. Please, I'm not talking negatively on the Atlantic in that sense. What I'm saying is that I feel like when you say the hard hitting, what we've seen tonight with the Fire and the Phoenix, there's some hitting.
Well, just the physicality.
Yes.
I think that's Atlanta's strength is they're so physical inside. Period. Whether it be offense or defense.
Yeah,
and Texas, for crying out loud, Texas is a physical football team.
They are, and several people on line right now are asking: is there any way that the Seattle and Surge game's going to be broadcasted? The answer is no. It's going to be located at the Surge, and the Surge do not broadcast. The Majestics did not bring their stuff to do that. Hopefully, we'll remedy that issue come next year. The goal over the 2000 and going into the 2020 season is the one thing with the WNFC TV. We really want to be able to stream all our games, and we've done a great job here. I'm glad the Texas League. This is the first time we've seen the Nebraska Nighthawks not on a webcam where you saw the whole entire field. So we're making some good strides, trying to figure out actually to be able to do this. So I know you were being a little punchy on them not moving the thing, but based on what we saw the 2 times that Nebraska was involved in that, it's good to be able to see an actual game. It's not great footage. It's being filmed, so we're just trying to do that. Wide open touchdown. Give her 7. Give her 7. So – good effort. It's very interesting. The question I want to ask you there, Coach Collins, Adam, are the Phoenix looking ahead to the Texas Elite, the team that we're watching right now?
I don't know how you keep from it.
but you've been off for 2 weeks.
I don't know. I don't know how.
I mean, so is this a 14-6 lull? I mean, are we going to talk? I mean, you picked the score at the end. You said 28-6. Are they going to tag on 2 more touchdowns and call it, and do what you needed to do right there from a 28-6 ball game?
I think Atlanta puts up 35 because I think the Fire crap out in the second half.
So, I mean, and I understand that, but I feel like the Fire has done a great job of second games to plan and get ready for them.
Now, I think that this game is a result of Atlanta shooting themselves in the foot.
Oh, I'm not going to disagree, but they're shooting themselves in the foot. Is it because I'll go back to the 2 week bye, but the most important thing is, but I'm asking, are they looking ahead at Texas?
Those 2 weeks, you know what I would have been doing?
Planning for Texas.
Practicing for Texas. Yes, that's what I would have been doing.
Not practicing for the Fire.
I would have probably, if my my defensive play scripts probably would have been 50-50.
Based on what you're looking at. And next week, they, we'll throw this little schedule out here right now that you can see it. This is next week's matchups. Great matchups overall-wise. Very excited. The Puma are going to play the Fire. That game will not be – well, Puma sometimes bring their group to televise. To me, that's a huge game. That's 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, 6 o'clock Central. Then we got the Phoenix and Elite. They're going to play Central 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, so that's exciting. Denver and L.A., probably no streaming right there. San Diego Rebellion and the Los Angeles Bobcats, going to be a huge game. The Bobcats are going to need to win that game. If the Rebellion come up and grab them and actually able to take them down, it's going to be pretty interesting. And we'll have the Utah game on as well. And that's 3 o'clock Pacific, 6 o'clock.
That should be a decent game.
It should be very interesting. I mean, to me, the scenery alone, I'll sit there and watch Utah anytime. That whole mountainscape, I just get mesmerized watching it. So, it's pretty nice to look at that environment, to say the least. So we're excited about those things. Asking what the score is right now. The Texas Elite are up 14-0. I'll get an opportunity to throw the score up here in just a minute, but they are leading 14-0 over the Nebraska Nighthawks. Once again, I'm Bo McMichael with Adam Collins and Craig Chapman. Glad to have it's 13-0. Utah Falcons over the New Orleans Hippies in the first. So, I mean, 30 minutes
many
into
to
that.
Come.
Yes, many to come. And, it's going to be a very interesting championship or playoff week. But once again, we appreciate everybody joining us. It's great to have people across the board tuning in. We've got great viewership here tonight across YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and the WNFC TV Live website. And I know you got some stats, so Craig, when you get a chance, throw me the stats, and I'll get them up on the board so we can get ready. We got 6 minutes remaining in the Falcons, or not the Falcons, because it says Falcons, the Phoenix, Alabama game. And I'll let y'all call this little game a little bit between the Nebraska Nighthawks and the Texas Elite.
Nice run right there.
Yeah, good job.
Hey, didn't we see Nebraska last week, Coach?
Did we?
No, we saw.
You saw Denver.
Denver. Okay, I was
Denver
about
against
to say.
Utah. Yes, sir.
All right, so that's where my mind was getting clouded. I was going, wow.
I tell you what, you can't see those numbers at all.
No, this is a call to play, and it was the old major league fly ball call. So, that was
a bit outside.
That was a really nice bootleg right there to set it up 2nd and 5 right here. We saw.
For those of you who don't know, bootlegging comes from the Prohibition era.
Spoken like a true history teacher.
Just joking, folks. What we got going here? Some bone?
That's what it looks like. Counter.
And nobody was fooled.
Well, it helps when you run the counter to block the person on the end of the line.
There should have been a puller right there to kick that end out.
Or the other running back should have gone and blocked that person.
I don't – looks like I got a player down.
Yes, the young lady running the football.
We ran a similar play for a long time where we fake the toss out to the right-hand side and we leave the backside end unblocked, but everybody washes everything inside, so there's a big space. That and the fact that while the ball is being handed off underneath to hit that gap, the quarterback is then booting out to that same side, which kind of holds that in. there's a flaw in the design right there.
Yeah,
Because the quarterback boots, it holds the end
it does.
long enough for that. I can remember we were getting ready to run it. We had been practicing it for weeks, and we were getting ready to run it. And I told the back, "Hey, the end's going to be there, but he's not going to be able to get to you.
He'll be
So
there,
just
but
keep running.
He'll be there, but he's not there.
Just keep running." And that, sometimes it's really hard to trust stuff.
Well,
But in that particular case, they needed something that was going to hold that end on the right side.
3rd down and 9 right here. This is kind of a big play right here for Nebraska if they want to stay in this thing.
And there's a toss out to the left.
Nope.
And everybody from Texas was
Nope.
there.
And nope.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Getting a little chippy.
You don't want to do that. I would not.
Getting a little chippy.
I would not try to wake up someone if you didn't think. If you're turned on to this and Texas is up 14-0, you're kind of like me. Like normally it's 21-28 at this point in time in a game with them. I just saw a Nebraska Nighthawks player slap the Texas Elite Spartan cornerback number 21 in the back of the head. Probably don't want to make them mad.
Yeah, I wouldn't think so.
At all. Don't give them.
Oh, and they got it off. I thought that was going to get blocked.
And there's nobody covering, though.
But
Coach.
it's fielded at about the 50-yard line. Number 1 coming right up the gut.
Uh-oh.
Oh, my goodness. High stepping through some tackles.
10,
and there she goes.
5.
Oh,
Touchdown.
my word. That was nice.
Yes. And that's the problem with running a tight punt like that and then not being able to get off the ball because they've just blocked you.
Yeah, they just went straight up Jesse James.
And they blocked them at the line of scrimmage. It gave the punt returner a free and easy, lane to catch the ball. There was no pressure from a gunner, nothing like that.
And she ran through 2 tackles, and then that was it.
But she also ran 2 tackles because she was able to set the first tackle up by heading to the sideline, getting that particular coverage person to expand, opening up the middle of the field, stepped inside of her, stepped out of another tackle, and then down
Is
the
this
side.
Vivaldo right here? That's her, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she, just like always, that ball's up and good. She's got to have a proud papa.
Bombed. Just hammered that thing right down the middle.
I haven't seen any of his predictions for the week. I'll be interested to see his prediction for next week.
Yeah, that'll be interesting. Pretty sure he'll make,
He does a really good job following the lead.
he does. It's very, very informed analysis. You like that phrase, don't you?
Oh, yeah.
That's that preparing for the AP Psych exam right there.
Okay.
That
Okay.
informed analysis, and you have to talk about ethics.
Anybody say how that went?
I'm very frightened because I have brilliant children in my class, and so I talked to one of the students that I expected to pass it, and he looked at me and said, "Coach, it was way easier than I expected it to be."
Oh, that's either really, really good or
Yeah,
really, really bad.
and that's my point. And then my nephew is in that class, and I talked to him, and he said, "Oh yeah, I knew everything on the test." And then that started sending off, alarm bells to me because I'm like, there are things I expect him to pass the test, but I hate it when students tell me that it was easy because I have experience with what that means.
Yes. Like I said, it's either really, really good or really, really bad.
Yep, and this ball is laying on the ground again.
My word. Special teams. Put somebody back there to catch the ball.
There's this is not good for the Elite Spartans.
Oh, they
35-yard line.
They had a 2-car pile up.
Yes.
They wrecked each other, huh?
Yeah, it didn't look good.
A couple reminders real quick. If you're ever wanting to catch up with the score, check out the WNFCfootball.com website. Score Stream is giving everything we can about the games. Right now, the San Diego Surge are up 6-0 over the Seattle Majestics, where the Utah Falcons are still 13-0 over the New Orleans Hippies. Right now, we're in the middle of the Texas Elite and getting ready to start the second half of the Atlanta Phoenix taking on the Alabama Fire. A close game, 14-6. Glad to have everybody with us. Going to hand it back to Adam and Craig. with the second half of the game. We'll keep you in touch with the Texas game and see how the Nebraska Nighthawks are doing. Once again, if you're interested, go to YouTube, type in Nebraska Nighthawks versus Texas Elite, and you can get that game live. No comment, certain side commentating back and forth, but not necessarily part of the multi-cast. Glad to have everybody with us. Once again, I'm Bowman Michael with Adam Collins and Craig Chapman. This is Score 58 Network bringing you WNFC TV live.
Utah?
No. I think Utah's probably playing everybody. There's a short blooper right there, and it goes over our heads. For crying out loud, pick up the ball.
Make one person miss and run for a while. It was almost there, Coach.
If she had been able to break back out to the left, I think she had something.
That was about to be.
But that's a special teams thing. Handle the football.
And that's one of the things about playing on turf. That second hop is going to explode on you, especially on the end-over-end bounce, and it always happens. It always happens. Got some first-half stats for you, right here before we get into this thing. Kind of an interesting look at the stats. The Phoenix ran 29 plays in the first half. How many plays do you think the Fire ran?
30.
They did. They ran 30 plays. All right. So, it was a rough first half for the Phoenix throwing the ball. They completed one pass for 9 yards. They were 1 of 10. They did, however, answer that by being 17 rushes for 111 yards and 2 touchdowns. 1 of 4 on third down, 0 of 3 on fourth down. Had 6 first downs, 4 penalties for 35 yards, and 1 turnover, and it looks like Wildcat, Coach. And
is that Mosley back there?
Are you kidding me? Did Alabama call timeout? Sure did.
Yikes.
Alabama calls timeout, and we haven't run a play yet. All right. So, if you look at the first half, it's really interesting to see the stat breakdown because the Phoenix threw for 9 yards, but they rushed for 111. If you flip it over and look at Alabama has got 13 rushes for 31 yards. They threw the ball 14 times, completed 6 for 104 yards and a touchdown. They were 1 of 6 on third down, also 0 of 3 on fourth down. They had, 5 first downs. That's easy for me to say. They also had 4 penalties for 20 yards, and they also had a turnover. The big story is the field position. Atlanta's field position, they started at an average at their own 47-yard line, where Alabama started at their own 35-yard line. So, the Phoenix won the first half field position battle.
And there's a throw from Mosley. Off the hands right there. I say that's Mosley. I think that's Mosley out there to just try to catch that ball. I'm trying to get a number. Some of these silver numbers are kind of hard to read.
Is that number 8 playing quarterback, Coach?
That is number 8. That's Oriana Taylor. Pass intended for Mosley, just kind of fall incomplete.
She has come in and played some quarterback for the Phoenix, and she brings a different dynamic where she can move around a little bit. They are allowed to they spread it out some when she's in there, give her the run pass option, so to speak.
And here comes a little pressure. She feels it and tries to take off around the right side. And she's going to be brought down by number 88 for the Fire. That's Jamie Azodi.
And that's going to bring up third down and 12 right there. And so now we're at third down where neither team was proficient in the first half, Coach.
Yeah, that was the problem.
I mean, neither team could really sustain a drive. The one good drive the Phoenix had, they never got to third down in that drive. And I'm kind of shocked that they came out here in the second half and didn't go back to what they did at that drive. Third down and 12 right here. Snap.
There's a throw down the center of the field.
Wide open. I mean, wide open.
Big play. But that's one of those things. That's Jones right there on the catch. I don't know why she didn't just run. And they're going to throw the flag on her for flipping the ball up in the air.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure that's what the call is.
So that was a 33-yard completion and a first down. And it's going to bring up first down and 10. And when it can't be first and 25, guys.
Well, they're running backwards.
No, that rule is no longer exists. No, that rule no longer exists. There's no longer a first and 25.
Okay, they're moving the chains too.
Good night.
Yeah, I'm sure it was personal foul.
It was a 15-yard penalty right there. And it was a first down. But now instead of it being first and 10 at the 48 or whatever, yeah. I mean, this is ridiculous. All the way back to the 37.
All right. In the gun right here. As Taylor throws it out to her left side. Oh, that should have been picked. That ball was intended for Mosley, thrown behind her.
It's going to bring up second down and 10 from the 37, Coach. And I'm really, I don't want to be the guy to second guess. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We get that all the time. But I'm pretty sure this was part of the plan to do this. And the big 33-yard completion is really nice. But you had just spent the last part of the first half running the football at will. And then you come out and do something completely different. And most people say, well, you made them prepare for something. Here's your option.
Yep. There's the pitch.
And there it is.
Nicely done.
There it is.
And there she goes. She's pulling through tackles.
Yes, all the way. That should be 15 for out of bounds right there.
Well, they're not going to call that.
I'm just telling you what it should have been, Coach. She's going to go out of bounds at about the 40-yard line.
I think that's Brandy Pringle on the carry, number 15.
So we're looking right here. They marked her down at the 41. So it's going to bring up first down and 10 at the 41-yard line. And that's a 22-yard carry right there.
And the option has been really good.
It has, man. It's unbelievable how, just very simple that play is. There's nothing to it. It's a tall sweep with the quarterback carrying the ball a little bit.
Langley drops, getting some pressure right up the gut.
Tried to throw a screen.
Sticks it in an Alabama Fire chest, and they can't hang on.
And the passing game tonight for Atlanta has been nothing to write home about.
No, it's been dreadful.
That's 2 for 14 tonight. And I can give it to you worse stats. It's 2 for 14 for 42 yards, Coach. I mean, you have one play, you got a 33-yard completion, but you have rushed the football for close to 150 yards.
Run the ball.
Thank you, Coach. Thank you very much. You won't hear me say run the football a whole lot because I like to throw it, but I'm sitting here watching this, and I know what's working. Now, I can tell you what worked on this play, and you throw this quick screen out here.
Well,
they're going to throw the out route.
And
caught.
Looks like it was caught.
Oh.
They're going to say it was incomplete, but that's not surprising at all.
I mean,
that pass intended for number 13, Elizabeth Mondragon. She just couldn't pull it down.
I mean, it's one of those things tonight. I mean, now we got a timeout for the Phoenix.
And so 2 timeouts early.
Yeah, nobody used them in the first half, so I think they got an extra one, I guess.
Early in the third. It's 14-6 Atlanta over the Alabama Fire.
And, Coach, I'm telling you right now, everything about this, to me, I'm sitting here watching it right now. We're commentating it, but we're watching it as fans. And everything about this, to me, is just screaming trouble for the Phoenix because they're not doing what they normally do. We've seen the counterplay one time tonight. They've gone to the option to offset the counterplay tonight. I'll give them that. But, when you're sitting there looking at it and you're, 2 for 15 throwing the football and they're not really they're not stacking the box against you and forcing you to throw the ball. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't.
This is not.
I don't know.
I would look right here for this to be some kind of, inside zone play. because they've got the numbers inside so good. I mean, you're looking at
They're stacking the outside.
Look at this. Just run it up the middle. Run it to the left of the center right here and just keep running forever.
There's a snap. Langley
Switch
rolls to
route.
her left.
Wide
Throw
open
across the middle.
Didn't get the first down, though. Going to
She
come up a
had it.
yard short.
She had it and came backwards.
Yard shirt. I just said that, too.
Yard shirt. Good one.
4th and 1 right here, Coach.
Big
4th
play.
and 1 at the 32-yard
Okay,
line.
quarterback sneak. Hello, quarterback sneak. I'm going to will it to happen.
Mm-hmm. They're fixing to
Quarterback
get double
sneak.
A-gap blitz right here.
Quarterback sneak. Quarterback sneak.
And they're probably going to end up getting some form of, what we would call crash.
Well, I mean, run off tackle. Do that as the quarterback. He's pointing at somebody. I'm not sure who that is.
It's the illegal ghost man on the field, Coach.
That's right.
Why is the clock not running? That's why the first half went so wrong.
Clock didn't run.
Yeah.
And Langley in the gun. There's a snap. Option. And I think that's Toombs. And there she goes around the right side. And she's just killing it tonight.
All the way down to the 19-yard line, Coach. That is a 13-yard gain on 4th down and 1, and you called for the quarterback sneak.
Yeah.
They didn't quarterback sneak it. No. They went 9 yards deep in the backfield to run the option.
It worked.
But 13 yards later, it's a first down.
It worked. I wouldn't have done it, but it worked.
And their third first down of the half. And in this, right now in this half,
that's half of the first downs they had in the first half.
That's right. And they've already converted 1 third down, and they've already converted a 4th down. And I'm still running the ball left right here. I don't care what anybody says. I'm running it left.
Langley under center, I backfield.
And they ran it
and
left.
There it goes.
And
left.
it's going to the end.
There goes Toombs.
Oh, just got her by the leg.
Yeah, somebody shoestringed her.
And that's going to be a gain of 7 right there. It's going to bring up 2nd down and 3.
But, this is what, again, like we were talking about earlier, this is what Atlanta does best. When they come out and they play physical football. And I think that they could do things like work the perimeter, but they've got to add a quick screen to their repertoire if they're going to really capitalize on teams that try to play them like this.
Well, they've thrown the quick screen successfully in games. A fullback give right there. That was new. Be down to the 10-yard line.
Yeah, well, we said earlier in the game, at the very beginning of the game, the fullback should make some money today.
Yep. And that's going to be 3rd down and 1 at the 10, Coach. Well, you want to try to call it again? Do you want to yell quarterback sneak?
Well, I mean, Langley gets 4 to 5 yards on quarterback
Agreed.
sneaks.
Absolutely.
And, I think if people don't cover, well, the center's covered now.
Now, Coach, if you have the ability to check and you don't run the ball to the right here.
See, I would still run it left. But there goes Toombs.
Touchdown.
Yeah. I mean, she's just absolutely killing it. She was instrumental on that drive that scored the second touchdown in the first half.
Yep. And I mean, that was just a really nice thing right there.
She's just getting it done.
And it was so simple.
And to add to that, great job up front.
It was. And the thing is that if you look at this, Coach, this is what a drive should be. You just went 78 yards. You went 78 yards like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 running plays, 6 passing plays. That's an 11-play drive, 78 yards to open the second half.
78-yard drives will steal your soul.
And that's right. And that kick is good.
Williamson just dumps it.
And it's 21-6. And now, Coach, you wonder about the other sideline. You didn't give up a big play and fall down and think, okay, we know what happened. You just got manhandled.
You just got murked.
All right, and it was just one play after the next play after the initial, change over to after that initial,
Craig, you're going to be on. Give me a second with Adam. Go ahead, Craig.
All right, so we're going to have the first kickoff of the second half right here for the Phoenix after the 11-play, 78-yard scoring drive. And it'd be interesting to see how Alabama tries to answer. I'm going to guess that they're going to come out and they're going to try to throw the football, kick fielded at the 22-yard line. Very nice cut. Ball on the ground. I think Alabama got it back. But that was just the one thing that Alabama couldn't have happen right there was turning over the kickoff. Great coverage right there by the Phoenix. Absolutely great coverage by the Phoenix. Looked like the tackle was made by number 14 on the coverage, Tiffany Durden, and knocked the ball out. And so the Fire will start 1st and 10 right here at their own 32-yard line. And if they go 3 and out right here, they're going to be putting their defense in a horrible position. It's hot, it's humid, and there's going to be you just played 11 plays. It can't be a quick drive for Alabama right here.
No, you gotta stay on the field there. You got to keep your offense out for a little while.
I agree. That's one of those things where it's got to happen. And when you look at it right here, there is a flag.
Oh, there it is.
That's delay.
Illegal substitution.
Oh, illegal substitution.
39 people on the field.
Well, they haven't been successful with 11.
Well,
so why not?
Well, maybe somebody else was tired of standing on the sideline.
Yeah, they were like, Coach, I signed
Yeah,
up.
I'm going to play. I'm just going out there.
They just going to have to tell me I can't play.
Yeah, I've had some kids that kind of took that approach.
We've had some kids that just took their clothes off and left the sideline.
A la Nate Borchers.
I didn't want to throw out a name, but you did. So, big drive right here for Alabama. Huge momentum drive right here for the Phoenix. Get them off the field.
Tight end trips to the right side.
This play.
ISO. And there it goes. And just plowing up the center of the field. Wanisha Thomas.
That's an 8-yard gain, Coach.
And I say, do it again.
That's going to bring up 2nd down and 7.
That was a great push right there off the right side. Hey, what you can see right here is the current rankings in the WNFC. You see the Texas Elite at number 1, the Atlanta Phoenix at 2, Utah Falcons at 3, the Seattle Majestics at 4, the San Diego Surge 5, the Nebraska Nighthawks at 6. Billingsley under center, I backfield, give, same play, and they're driving forward. And going to be a pickup of what looks to be about 3.
Yep. So it's going to bring up 3rd and 4, Coach.
Well, you started at 1st and 15. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
You ran the same play 2 plays in a row.
Well, here's the thing. I think the pass scared. I hate to say it that way, but I think that long pass scared the Phoenix. They've changed the way they're playing up front now. It's not as many. There's not as many people in the box, not as much man coverage. They're not rolling anybody down into the box to get that extra advantage to stop the run. And Alabama, wisely, has gone after that. Now, the key is, are you going to be able to trust yourself down 15 points to continue to do this for the entire second half?
Well, one of the problems a lot of teams have is coming out of their game way too early.
Yep.
You come out of your plan too early because right here, you're 2 big plays away from being right back in the game.
And we've seen the Phoenix drop it on the ground.
There's the pass from Billingsley
It's
out.
tipped.
And that's going to save them. Although it was great coverage by the Phoenix right there.
But I don't think that she was throwing it to her, Coach. I think she was throwing it to the tight end that released in the flat that nobody covered. Number 15 was standing in the flat with nobody
around. The receiver
around.
was bracketed, but nobody was on 15. You're right about that.
Nobody. And it's the same play they ran early in the game very successfully. Now, they look like they're putting the punt team on the field right here, But I would be really wary of this. It's 4th down and 4. I'd make sure I was watching the football. I'd make sure I knew who was eligible, all that good stuff before they snuck something in on me right here, because their punt game has not exactly been something to write home about, and they don't have nearly enough people on the field. I'm telling you right now.
There's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's 11. Hey, a score update. The Utah Falcons up 27-0 over the New Orleans Hippies. Fire punt, low snap, and got it away.
Caught in the air, though.
And that's Toombs on the return. Great coverage right there by the Alabama Fire. Nice tackle by number 55, Kimberly Thomas of the Fire. And it looks like there's a little fire happening on the side over there.
That's going to be against the – looks like we're going to get the Phoenix fixing to get 15 more against them, Coach.
Well, that's just dumb and selfish. That's number 22, Malaysia Johnson. Looks like she was mixing it up with somebody over there. And with any luck, this will offset.
That'd be nice.
But don't know if it's going to or not. Who's next to join? Right there you can see the states where the WNFC currently has teams. Nationwide, soon to come.
We're missing some teams from the Northeast, Coach. Maybe a little bit in the Midwest.
Yeah, it'd be nice to pick up some teams from there.
It'd be nice. So we got unsportsmanlike, and
it is offsetting. Uh-oh.
They kicked somebody out.
I'm thinking that's number 22. She's out.
I think they kicked both of them out.
And number 2. Oh, that's a huge blow.
Wow.
To the Fire. Wanisha Thomas is thrown out of the game. And number 22, Malaysia Johnson, if I'm not mistaken, was the Phoenix player who was ejected. That's, I haven't seen Malaysia Johnson have the impact that Wanisha Thomas has had for her team. And it looks like Valdo's gal, his girl just missed an extra point. That didn't stop the Texas Elite from getting 6 more, though.
There's a lot of pressure on that extra point, Coach. I'm not so sure the snap was real good.
What's the current score over there? It's 21-0 Texas Elite Spartans over the Nebraska Nighthawks. And Seattle Majestic 7, the San Diego Surge 6. Come on, Surge.
Surge, whoa.
Surge.
So just like what we talked about, who called timeout? Oh, wow.
And it's the Alabama Fire timeout.
They are down to 1. And
Yep.
that might be important in a 15-point game as we get closer in the fourth quarter.
Time for a third quarter come to Jesus meeting.
Tent revival on the sideline, Coach?
Yeah, you're down by 15 points. You're trying to rally the troops right now.
And your best player just got
tossed, and you got to tell everybody it doesn't matter, that we're a team.
We're going to be okay.
Yeah.
While the other coaches are over there crying, I don't have any plays. I haven't worked any plays for anybody else.
Hey, here we go. The WNFC National Championship. It's going to be June 29, 2019, the 9 Cup at Marv K Stadium in Denver, Colorado. Cannot wait to be there.
Coach,
look for the fat guy with the beard at the 16th Street Mall with the orange shirt on. That'll be me.
There will be a shorter, kind of similar person with another fat guy with bald hair and a half a beard, and also in an orange shirt standing next to you. All right, looks like Mutt and Jeff.
Just so you know, hey, anybody coming down the 16th Street Mall, drinks are on Bo.
We are not Big and Little Enos, though, from Smokey and the Bandit. We will not bet you. Wildcat, look, Coach, here it comes.
Here we go, back to action. Taylor at quarterback. Bunch out to the left side for the Phoenix. There's a snap. She looks out to the left, and then she takes off.
Straight quarterback draw.
She has some room. She spins out of the first tackle.
Don't go backwards.
Don't dance. Just run.
Wow.
Nice run, though. Looks like it's going to be pickup of about 6 or 7.
I'm going to give her 6 on that carry right there, Coach. Okay, we're going to give her 7 on that, Coach. So she'll get 7. It'll bring up 2nd down and 3 right here.
hey, your players of the week last week, because most of the Atlantic Division was off, they took 2 players from the Pacific Division, the Breaking Barriers Player of the Week. Just so you know, these ladies both get $250 cash prize and $100 in Adidas swag, which we all love.
Adidas swag.
Tasha Ayano had 3 interceptions. That's what I remember most. We did that game last week.
Yep.
Had a kickoff return. And then Martin for the Rebellion had like 153 yards rushing, just an absolute animal performance. There's a snap. Taylor throws it out to her right side, and it's going to be picked, and it's headed the other way, and they've got room. They got help. That was a block in the back right there, but they're not going to call it.
Again.
She stepped out of bounds, and that's Rashida Young. They should highlight the sideline for her. If I was her coach, I'd be like, don't run out of bounds. Don't run out of bounds. Because, I think for sure she's gone. That's going to be 6. And there's 5 minutes left in the third, and the Fire on the march. But bad news, I don't know if she's just winded, but it looks like Rashida, is she holding on to her hamstring?
Might be a cramp, Coach.
Oh, yes. Looks like she's cramping up. And it's tough. The leaner you are, the harder it is. It's always tough for a lot of our players cramping up in this Georgia weather. And
this might be the first time that we've had kind of weather, like this. Because when I tell you I woke up this morning and took the dog out and walked out and just immediately started sweating.
Uh-oh. Somebody just sat down, I think.
I'm telling you, Coach, it's hot.
Yeah, and this is one of those things is you haven't been practicing for it because the weather here, that's what we say here in Georgia. You don't like the weather, just wait 5 minutes.
It will change.
Because, I can literally remember times where it was hot one day, 70 degrees one day, and it snowed the next day. No joke. I'm not making this up.
No, I can remember one time in March where it was hot, and then we had the blizzard of 93.
Yeah, it happens.
Hey, couple updates.
Hey,
Couple updates. Seattle Majestics are up on the Surge 7-6. Once again, if you're very interested, you can try the score stream and gives all the information what you're looking for. The Texas Elite are over the Nebraska Nighthawks. That game is live on YouTube. It's doing their best they can with the situation at hand, and Elite looks like they're heading down to score again to increase the lead to 28-0. And the Utah Falcons are over the Hippies 27-0 in the first half. Once again, I'm Bowman Mike with Adam Collins and Craig Chapman. Next week, we are promised one heck of a weekend across the league. Probably the ideal matchup is number 1 versus number 2. If everybody stays serve right now, we're going to have 1 versus 2. That's the Atlanta Phoenix traveling to Texas. We saw number 1 and number 2 about 3 weeks ago, and I will tell you the Elite Spartans took advantage and took down the Utah Falcons, and it was a thrubbing of massive proportion. Very surprised how much that took place. We'll have probably, I would say, my guess, about 5 games or 4 games streaming out of the 5 that's occurring right now. So we hope you enjoy tonight. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers tomorrow. But most importantly, next Saturday is probably going to decide the 1 and 2 seed for the Atlantic Conference. And as long as Utah continues to hold serve on their end, they should be the 1. It's the Seattle and Surge battling it out, really trying to figure out who's going to be sitting in there on that 2nd and 3rd seed going into the playoffs. And I'll get this off, and we'll get ready for action.
All righty then.
I'll give you a chance just to breathe for a second, gentlemen, just to check.
I can't wait till you ask about the Mother's Day stories.
Nah, I don't know if that's even going to come up with my brain tonight.
Well, another one I'd tell.
All right, well, I'm glad. I look forward to that. Here we go.
Here's the snap. Billingsley on the give off the right side.
Okay, she's going to bang her head.
Oh, my word.
Wow.
My goodness, just right off the right side. Where is the Phoenix defense?
It's just 21-6 in the 3rd quarter. There's a couple minutes remaining. This is still a game.
Yes.
I mean, this is definitely not far from over, and they're doing a great job.
Yeah, it's not time to pack up and go home yet.
No, not at all. Whether the heat or anything else is bothering you, you definitely don't want that to be the case. Glad once again for people to join us through Seattle. Sorry, Seattle, that we could not find a way to stream your game. We'll do our best to continue to have updates. If you have updates, feel free to give that information across on Facebook. We're watching your site as well, so any information that you have is great.
No, you can't play this offense in this defensive alignment. You're outnumbered.
There's a snap.
Touchdown.
Billingsley throw across the middle. And
Dropped.
she throws it on the ground. She went volleyball on him and spiked it.
This is very similar to the first game of the season as well. Alabama, early in that game, spent a lot of time in Phoenix territory, and we lost the mic. There we go. We're back. And, you know, they had a touchdown in that game that they dropped. They just dropped a touchdown right there, Coach. That was going to be
I think if that's not a touchdown, it's on
first
the goal
and goal.
line. Right.
You know, so, you know, we can you know, split hairs on that one way or the other, but
speculate.
you got to make that play. And have, you know, they threw
You
for
got to catch. I mean, right now, the Fire needs to make plays.
and there you go.
And there's the defense.
Much better. That's no gain right there. That's going to bring up 3rd and 10.
Nice play by Terrence Stringer right there.
But the thing is that you're looking at this and you're not really you know, playing in the dominant fashion that you have played this year.
Hey,
And
score update. The Surge are surging. 12-7 over the Majestics.
And, Coach, I just want to let you know I backed your play this week.
Wow.
I said the Surge would win.
I appreciate that.
You know, I figured that
You got to back your brother's play.
That's right. I figured that them being at home, I wouldn't be contrarian this week. I would stand by your side.
Well, and there's play action right there. Billingsley looks across the middle.
That's got to be picked.
Okay, it's picked, but I don't know how rattling the receiver around like a pinball is not pass interference while the ball's in the air.
So that's going to be a turnover. Unless there's a penalty, I don't see one.
That ball picked by number 15, Brandy Pringle. She's had a good game offensively as well.
And that was just – you could see that when she made the play fake, that she was going to throw that post route right there, and she didn't care what was going to happen, and she threw it into 3 people. And, yeah.
But the ball was in the air.
There was bump and run.
And the receiver was getting bounced back and forth between the 2 DBs that were bracketing her and like a pinball.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not sure how that's not pass interference.
It is pass interference, Coach, but like we said.
This guy also didn't call it a catch, you know, when she took 2 steps, hit the ground, rolled, and then lost the ball. Langley in the gun. There's snap option coming to the right side.
They have killed him with that
And
play.
there it goes. And she's got room. She's going to hit the sideline.
Is she
There
gone?
she goes. See ya. See ya.
20, 10, 5, and wave at it.
Oh,
Touchdown.
yes.
75 yards.
I'm pretty sure that's Brittany Smith. Tell you what, 15 and 16 on these jerseys look exactly the same.
And
Oh, no. There's laundry on the ground, ladies and gentlemen.
there was a flag.
Somebody was blowing their nose on a yellow hanky and threw it on the ground.
And they're
And
going to
they're
call a block in the back.
Oh, there's
Illegal.
another one.
Illegal block.
Okay.
So,
I'm blocking the back.
first down.
Okay.
So, it's going to be back at the 25-yard line,
I'd run the same
20-yard
play.
line. It's going to be on the 20, so it'll be first down and 15. They're going to call the block right there, that Sprunger. So, they still have killed him with the option.
Sprunger like Jerry Sprunger?
No, not Sprunger.
Okay.
Nobody was chanting Jerry in the stands. At least not that we know. So second down or first down and 15 right here.
Langley in the gun. There's a snap. Give
Cut
to
it.
Toombs. She cuts it back, runs to a couple tackles, and is going to be yoked by number 55, Kimberly Thomas. Nice job by Thomas for the Fire right there.
Going to gain in 6. That'll bring up second down and 9 from the 26. You know, if if the Phoenix would go to a heavy diet of that right there, Coach, the game would be over. I mean, don't get caught up with trying to throw the football right here. Just don't do it.
Yeah, they called that on Mosley.
Got it from.
It was weak, but I mean, it was a shove in the back.
It was weak, but it was a penalty.
I mean, it wasn't much of one. If the sad part is, if she had just stood there, she would have gotten the same result.
Uh-oh.
And there goes Toombs.
Cut it.
She's running.
Stay off.
There
Keep
you
going.
go. Just
There it
get in
is.
front. And Young's going to catch her.
At the 10-yard line.
Um,
She might be tired, Coach.
She's having a big game. She's earning her money, too. We want to take a look at the block in the back or the long run?
The 64-yard run.
Yeah, that was really nice. Toombs had a big run right here. My bad. There we go. Sorry. All right.
The cut is amazing right here.
Right here, it's all booked up right over here on the left side. See, there's a whole crowd right there. And we're just going to break back this way, get some help from our friends.
Get outside right there. Then cut it off the outside force player. And then make this nice cut right here in the middle
That
of
was
the field.
the one.
And then get behind a blocker. Wide receivers doing their job.
And then just keep on running.
This is a great job. It's a great effort play.
The only problem is Rashida Young is really fast.
Yeah, she didn't give up on the play either, which is impressive. So 64 yards and a first down.
They call a timeout?
No, there's an injured player.
Okay.
And the
Is that Young that's cramped up?
and the pregame prognostications about the weather from Coach
No,
Collins
that's not her.
are proving to be
Yeah,
true.
pickle juice. Pickle pops are the most disgusting things ever. However, they will not only lower your core temperature, but keep you from cramping. As a matter of fact, right now, in my storage house, I have probably 300 gallons of pickles.
Yes. We got a lot of pickles, Coach.
Lots of pickles.
Looks like Nebraska's got the ball, Coach.
Indeed it does, and it's 4th down. Not a good sign for Nebraska.
Nope. Appears that they will be punting right here. Score right here is 21-0. There's the punt. Short punt.
And it's bouncing around. And
it will be short of the first down as well.
hey, some score updates right now. The Phoenix up 21-6 over the Fire. The Texas Elite Spartans up 21-0 over the Nighthawks. The San Diego Surge up 13-7 on the Seattle Majestics. The Utah Falcons up 27-0 over the New Orleans Hippies.
Utah Falcons scored 60 points last week and then spent the whole night at Bourbon Street for this game.
Man, that's awesome.
Anything on the Prowlers and the Bandits yet, Coach?
Well, hopefully we're going to get back to action here.
We're about to get back to action. It's got to be late here in the third quarter. Phoenix driving down here. Now, we talked about it being a 15-point game. You score right here and and it gets to 28-6. And I won't pat myself on the back and say my prediction was 28-7. But it'd be pretty close. You know what I'm saying, Coach?
Langley.
Counter.
Deep handoff.
Touchdown. Oh, nice tackle.
Good job right there. Nice play by number 4, Katrina Fincher. If you remember, she's the one that had that long touchdown for the Fire.
It'll be up 2nd down and goal from the 4-yard line.
Well, that's nice. That's not a good spot if you're the Fire.
No. Don't want to make any lame jokes about being extinguished, but it's pretty close.
Yeah. Doused.
Yes. So I backfield here, Coach. Right at him.
Oh, yeah.
Right A gap would be preferable.
Yep, because everybody's standing up. It's hard to get low when you're standing up. There's a snap. Give to the fullback. That's going to be swallowed up. Good job by the Fire defense right there.
It was. That was not what I was expecting.
And there's number 53.
Again.
Chardonnay Jenkins.
So it's going to bring up 3rd and goal now from the 5. And that will be the end
of the 3rd quarter. So at the end of 3, the Atlanta Phoenix 21, Alabama Fire 6.
This game going about like you thought it was going to go, Coach?
Yeah, I need them to score 2 more touchdowns, though.
You don't want Alabama to score again now, do you?
Well, I did say 35-14.
Yeah. It's funny, we've put all this stuff on and made our predictions tonight.
Hey, we're going to get a quick word from our sponsor, Adidas.
Looking to the presence, and he knows he's coming.
People, we're out here, heart and soul.
But you can't see us.
If girls don't see women in sport, they won't stay in sport. They won't learn that
We can call the shots. We are stronger together.
The world is ours for the taking.
she belongs on the track, the field, the ice, and on the court.
Give her visibility so she sees how unstoppable she is, and she'll break barriers.
Uh-oh, we're the girls. Uh-oh, we're the girls. Uh-oh, we're the girls.
All right. Two proud sponsors of the WNFC, Rydell and Adidas. Hey, right now for Alabama to climb back into this game, they got to have a stop right here.
Yeah,
that's where you have to start.
You start right here by it's it's 3rd and goal right here.
Hold them to 3.
You hold them to 3, something like that. But what you got to do is, after you do that, you've got to score quick. You got to attack down the field in the passing game. And what was such a good thing for them in the first half, and this is a touchdown.
Yeah, that's just oh, geez.
They were playing tackle, not two-hand tag.
Yeah, and that's Brandy Pringle.
This is the definition of walked into the end zone right here.
Is that no? That's Smith. That's Brittany Smith, just going to trot into the end zone right there. I mean, that was. It didn't look like she was running hard.
But everything right there was blocked really well, Coach. We being honest about it.
There's another Alabama Fire player down.
Cramps again. It's going to be it's going to be that way for the rest of the night too.
Yeah, because once it starts, it just keeps happening.
Yep, and it becomes contagious, especially in a 28-6 game. That's going to be one of those things that spreads like wildfire.
Oh, yeah.
But still, if it's 28-6 right here,
I think Alabama's probably domestic fire,
perhaps. But at 28-6 right here, Coach, if you're Alabama, you got to go back to what was successful for you in the first half. I'm looking at it right here. They threw for 104 yards in the first half. They've thrown 3 passes in the second half.
I don't understand why you're not sticking with what was successful. I don't get it.
They had a good run where they had some plays that were pretty good in the running game, but when you're down 15 points and you're not getting the big chunk plays, you got to be able to versify your repertoire. All right?
Diversify.
Yeah. So being able to be multiple in what you do makes you much harder to defend.
Hey, shocking score update. Texas League Spartans 28, Nebraska Nighthawks.
And that juggernaut just keeps on rolling.
God, they're so good.
They are. And the Majestics jump back in front of the Surge.
Oh, they're up 14-13. No. Curse you, Seattle.
That was very Beavis-like of you, Coach. Snap, touch,
and
kick.
It's up and through.
Hammered. I mean, from week 1 to right now, I can tell you that the kicking game for the Phoenix has made a drastic improvement. I mean, this thing is automatic now, and
that's how it's got to be.
And to the point where it could win them a game against competition where you're going to be in a fourth quarter game where it's not 28-6, or it's not 50-0 or 60-0 like it has been against North Florida. You get what I'm saying? This is going. They're pretty soon.
There's a close game coming next week.
Pretty soon, there's going to be a team sitting in front of you that's going to be up to the challenge, and 28-6 is not going to be a thing that you see.
Right. So that's when you got to look at the Score Sports. What's next?
That's right.
And I'll tell you what's next. We're going to see the North Florida Pumas at the Alabama Fire. I'm going to say the Fire wins that one.
I'm going to concur.
The Phoenix at the Texas Elite. That's going to be a great game.
A barn burner.
The Las Vegas Silver Stars at the Denver Lady Bandits. I'm going to take the Silver Stars.
By 30.
The San Diego Rebellion at the Los Angeles Bobcats. I'm going with the Bobcats.
Okay.
And Williamson dumps that one. Drives
to the 15. Coach.
Young back to the 15-yard line. She's coming around the left side, and she runs out of bounds.
At the 36.
That seems to be a pattern. Again, she's so fast and such a good player and manages to be wide open, and I think, okay, that's it. She's going, and she steps out of bounds.
You don't want her to step out of bounds?
I'm baffled.
You would not like her to step out of
Well,
bounds?
while I am partial to Atlanta, I will admit that. I do like to see players do their absolute best. And, that's why I was so peeved at the call from the referee on the catch, because that was a pivotal – when you look at this game, that was a pivotal moment.
Yeah,
it was. A pivotal moment that could have changed the way this game went. And – uh-oh.
Yeah, they snapped it before anybody was ready.
Quick throw right there.
And gain 2.
2-yard gain. I'm not sure why nobody was ready. But everybody was standing there, including the referees. They were all like, oh, yeah, here we go.
As Don Tyre would say, they were standing there with their teeth in their mouth. Oh, they called the illegal substitution. So that will bring up first down and 5.
That's always helpful.
It is. So now we know why everybody was kind of standing there.
Yeah, that explains it.
Because
trying to get people on and off, I guess.
Exactly. Now it looks like we're ready to go at 1st and 5 right here. Ball at the 41-yard line of the Fire.
Billingsley in the gun. There's a snap. She drops, looks left, lets it fly.
Picked.
And it is picked off by Carla Odom. And there she goes, rumbling, bumbling, stumbling. She's got a convoy out front row. Yeah. And she introduced herself to the defensive backfield.
And it was an introduction that
okay,
wasn't hello.
Is everybody okay there?
I think so.
Took a long time to separate them.
And that's going to bring up first down and 10. And Atlanta is right back in the red zone, Coach.
And here comes that 35 mark. The Hippies are on the board, folks.
Excuse me?
It's 27-6 Utah right now. The New Orleans Hippies are in the end zone.
And somewhere somebody in Denver is going, what? So first down and 10 at the 19, Coach. This is pretty much it. You score right here, you can start looking ahead at that 1-2 matchup now.
Oh, yeah.
This is going to be – we're going to run the football right here.
Langley under center. Offset backs to the right side.
Turning the corner.
Around the edge.
Nice cut.
Fight
touchdown.
Through. And that's Wheeler.
And that's 19 yards.
And she says, keep feeding me the ball because they don't want to tackle nobody.
And they don't.
Now, at this point, you're just, now it's 34-6. You're just ready to go home.
It's academic now, Coach.
Yeah, you're just ready to go home.
We're just keeping stats now. That's all this is.
I mean, they're exhausted.
They've, it is one of those things where they had their shot early in the second half when they were down 15. Or, excuse me, they were down 8, right?
Yeah.
They were down 8. And after that happened, they had the long pass play for the first down. And then it's just kind of gone from there. And we're going to get delay a game right here because I don't think the kicker was ready.
No. Williamson was over getting some popcorn. There's a snap, high snap, brought down, good, nice hold.
And hammered right through again.
Nice hold, good job.
And like we said, it's become automatic. I mean, everything about that could have been disaster, and they handled it perfectly.
And didn't take a delay game.
Nope, they didn't. Somehow, I don't know how, but it would have seemed to me that could have, quite frankly, been a delay of game.
At 34-6, if I'm a referee, I'm trying to stop this game as few times as possible.
You got it. So right now we got a 35-6 game.
I'm sorry, it is 35-6. Good job.
Texas' lead is now up 41-0, Coach. At halftime.
41-0 at half.
Wow.
Now I think I said 30-0 because that was the score last time.
Yeah.
But the Texas Elite are just
they are a juggernaut, Coach.
Without doubt.
And our Phoenix have their work cut out for them next week.
The good news is they played a decent game this week.
Yeah.
And, you know, I'm interested to see how important number 22, Malaysia Johnson, is going to be next week, you know, because she's not going to be there.
I don't think they're going to make her sit out, are they?
What are the rules on that?
I'm pretty sure that.
Hey, if there's anybody out there that can inform us of the rules as far as ejections, we'd love to know.
You know, this is professional football. Unless she did something egregious, I'm pretty sure she's playing next week.
Fielded by Rashida Young.
She's going
to head around the left side and run out of bounds.
And there's 15
and
more.
There's 15 more. You cannot afford dumb stuff like that.
Especially not next week.
You know, to me, you know, that extra shove out of bounds, why?
Mm-hmm.
Just why? I don't understand.
So we're going to see where this ball gets ultimately spotted at right here. It'll be 1st and 10.
Hey, for those of you out there taking a listen, let's talk some football. Give us a call at 770-855-0204. You can see it right there at the top of the screen. We'd love to hear from you. Talk a little ball. Give us your thoughts. Talk about who you pull for. You know, if you're from Adidas and you want to call and talk to us about what sizes we wear, hey, I'll be happy to let you know.
If you're from Rydell and you'd like to offer some helmets to struggling high school coaches, we'll gladly accept that call.
If you're from the 16th Street Mall or a local hotel that would like to put us up.
Or Delta. I'm always about business class to the Rocky Mountains, June 29th.
I do plan to ride first class. That's going to be one of my one of my things.
You used the word ride, so I guess we'll be in my vehicle. Here we go.
It's mimosas all the way.
35-6 fourth quarter. If we get a call, I'll come in with you, gentlemen.
Here we go. Billingsley in the gun. There's a snap. Give right up the gut. It's stuffed, but she breaks outside to the left. She had a little room.
And it's still
stuffed.
But
they close quickly. Charge led right there by number 49 for the Phoenix, LaVonda Thompson. Nice carry by Smith.
Hey, good afternoon, good evening. Who do we have here?
I can hear you. This is Jethro. I'm watching your game.
All right, turn your volume down a little bit so it doesn't come back on us on that part. Where are you located at, Jethro?
We in Jacksonville.
All right, Jacksonville Dixie Blues?
No. North Florida Pumas.
Oh, not Knoxville, North Florida. Well, y'all got a big game next week against Alabama. So
we do.
Yeah.
We do. We got a real big game, and we're not taking it lightly. And you know, I heard you say that we got, you know, we might be counted out, but I just want to let you know right now. Them North Florida Pumas, they getting ready and working harder every day.
Well, hey, we look forward to seeing you next week. Thanks so much.
All right, thank you.
Well, I mean, and it's nice to have somebody like the Pumas kind of join in and say, hey, they're sitting there watching the fire. You know, it's almost to a point that, hey, what are they going to have that opportunity to do that? And it's not good to get her injured.
I hope
up
it's
35 to 6.
Oh.
Is it a cramp?
No, it's an ankle.
Yeah, because she's hobbling for
it's
that.
It's an ankle.
Number 75.
79. That's Sania Carlton. She's huge.
Not good.
She's a force in the middle.
Not good at all.
I'm going to go with this a cramp until I find out otherwise because I'm going to keep positive thoughts right here.
Was it 75? Was that Aaron Murphy?
I saw 75, but I mean.
Okay, I can't see anyway.
It's okay.
So
I mean, anything you see is 79 or 76. I mean, I understand that, man. It's okay. But I mean, I like that somebody from Jacksonville is watching the game, knowing that they got their opponent coming up. And the reason it's so important is Alabama is playing North Florida over the next 3 weeks. They're playing them twice, and it's really going to define who's going to be the 4th seed versus who's going to be out of the playoffs. Well, I mean, I don't know. Nebraska lost today. It's going to be very interesting to see that whole 3 and 4 setting.
Oh,
she got
touchdown.
It.
Oh, no.
Oh.
Come on, you got to score fire.
Yep. They're trying to, make it 35-14 like you were trying to call it. Listen to you.
Let's go fire.
I know. Nothing better when you're sitting there going, hey, let's play the odds. You know, hey, if they score, it's nothing worse when you start going naming a score, trying to figure out if that's what you need point-wise.
Well,
Hey, when you said, whatever I see is 79, did anybody else have that song coming to their head?
No, 69.
Whatever it is, I think I see.
No, that was just you, man.
Comes a 7-9 to me.
Somebody's trying to figure out if that's really the words.
No, it's actually Tootsie Roll.
I know, but somebody's like, hey, is that really the words? I'm not sure if that is.
It's actually Tootsie Roll, and I know that because my father majored in eating those.
Tootsie Roll Pops, chocolatey
Hey,
chew.
best thing your mom ever did, Craig. Think about that. I'll go to you after this down.
All right.
There's Billings in the gun. There's Snap. She looks left, comes back, throws it deep to the left, and
incomplete.
It was intended for Smith, but that wasn't going to be called by Smith.
Best mom story, Craig. Go ahead.
All right, mother-son baseball game when I'm 10 years old and was the best player on the team. And my mom decided that she would show me up because she could outrun me because she was a Clayton County champion when she was in school.
Right.
So she shows up to the mother-son game, and with the bases loaded, she carves me up on 3 pitches, strikes me out, and then the next inning as I'm on the mound, she hits one in a tree off of me and just laughs the whole way around the bases. It was beautiful. She still ribs me about it today.
Picking on a 10-year-old, is that what she says?
No.
That's her highlight? That's good?
No, it was great.
Oh, my goodness.
Taught me some humility because I thought I was really, really, really something special. And it was great. I still laugh about it today.
Best moment there, Mr. Adam?
It was picture day my senior year, and she shows up and waited until after pictures were over because I was like, hey, where's Dad? And she was like, yeah, you don't worry about it. He's not going to make it. Let's just go. My father had been arrested, and she didn't want to tell me. She didn't want to tell me until after we had pictures made.
Just so you could have decent pictures.
Yeah, so I can enjoy pictures. I appreciated that.
Oh, that is great.
2 wildly different parts of the spectrum right there.
That is.
Well, I had an interesting childhood. So.
I tell you, I'll triple that a little bit and give you a whole different perspective. I convinced my mom to take me and my best friend at the time to go see Pet Sematary.
Oh, yes.
Yes, and as I cringed going, oh, my gosh, this is a scary movie, she looked at me when it was over with. She says, you will never be allowed to pick another movie again. And I didn't understand that until I had kids. And then you had kids because of what Pet Sematary was based on. I had no concept of it. But she just looked at me and she's like this. And she got me back by telling me, hey, Turner and Hooch is a great movie. And I went and saw Turner and Hooch. And my dad and my sister had to drag me out of the theater. I was crying so much.
Oh, man.
They had no concept of that. Oh, hey, we got a phone call coming in right now. They don't want to hear the mother stories. Let's see what we got going on here.
Might be my mom calling.
Could be. Hey, you're live here on You're live. Oh, let's see if we can get you on here. Hey, you're live. Can you hear us okay? Let's see. Can you hear us? Let's see. Oh, maybe not. Let's see. Hey, we'll switch you over here in a minute. All right. Hey, there you go. Welcome. You're on WNFC. Who do we have here?
This
this is Brian. How are you guys doing tonight?
Doing well, sir. Where are you located at?
I'm the CEO of the league and the owner of the Spartans.
The owner of the
Spartans. I'm in Europe right now.
You were in Europe the last time we talked.
Right. Well, when I can't be there with the team, I call in and talk to you guys and enjoy your broadcast.
Well, the question of the day is, where are you going to be next Saturday? I think that's the question. If you're the owner of the Texas Elite Spartans and they're putting a nice thumping on the Nebraska Nighthawks right now, where are you going to be on the 18th? Are you going to still be over in Europe, or are you going to be over here in the States?
No, I'll be at Pennington Field in Dallas hosting the Atlanta Phoenix.
That's wonderful, man. We look forward to that matchup. How long, how's your thoughts so far of the league, where we're at here in Week 6 with the matchups? We got a great game going on with Seattle Majestics and San Diego Surge. Kind of sad that we can't view it. It's 14-13 in the third quarter there, looking for a rematch from last week. What is your thoughts so far of the league, sir?
Well, I think things are going pretty well. There's been a lot of great matchups, even though, sometimes – one issue that you have between the top teams and the second tier of teams that you run into really is a problem of depth. When you look at teams like Texas, you look at teams like Utah, these are 50, 55-person rosters. And against the second level usually don't have that many. So games that are very tight in the first half can sometimes look like it wasn't as close of a game, but, it just comes into, depth and that kind of stuff at the end of the game. A little bit of what you may be seeing here with Atlanta and Alabama, although Alabama's certainly not quitting and they're fire left in them.
Yeah, we definitely think the Heat got to them on that part. You're exactly right, sir. Yes.
But sometimes that does happen when you have a smaller roster, and it's just a problem that, that all teams deal with at some point. Out in the West with Seattle and San Diego, everybody knew that was going to be a shootout. Those are two great teams. LA Bobcats are doing well. I think you're going to be surprised. I think Phoenix is going to do pretty well. Phoenix Prowlers are going to do pretty well against Denver. New Orleans scored on Utah, so that's probably, they're all good games.
Right.
Obviously everybody loves a number 1 versus number 2 matchup. Okay, we get that. But, there are good games up and down the schedule, and that's what we want to see. The level of play and the competitive games is really what's the key.
Right, I definitely agree. Well, we think you have put a great product in play right now. We appreciate watching these games more than anything. We're glad that you're able to call in on us. Any last thoughts before we get out of here?
Well, I think you just got a pass interference penalty, which may put Alabama in good shape. But, no, we appreciate what you guys are doing. And, next year we should have all the games streaming. The U-Screen setup should be rolling. I think, everything's kind of a work in progress to get it going, but you guys are doing a great job. And, it's going to be better next year because we're going to be bigger and have more teams, so there's going to be a lot more to watch.
Oh, definitely so. Thank you. You be safe. We look forward to seeing you on next Saturday against the Atlanta Phoenix. It's going to be a very interesting matchup. We look forward to hopefully maybe even get a chance to talk with you then. Thanks so much. Be safe coming back over to the States.
You bet. You guys have a good rest of your evening.
All right, bye-bye.
Touchdown.
And just like that, we get a touchdown.
Come on. Go for 2.
Listen to you trying to get the point spreads here. Quick update on the score. The Falcons 41-6 lead now. They've increased their lead by 2 more touchdowns. We are coming close to the end of the fourth quarter. We do appreciate anybody when individuals call in. It's always wonderful to have that conversation. I am curious to see how our young lady that was pregnant, how she's doing, being a mom.
I'm trying to think of her name.
No, Madison, Candace, Claire. Yeah, Kathy. Yeah, no, brain's tired, man. I do what I can. Sometimes I'm not a real smart man. I understand that. So.
But I know what love is.
Yeah, all right there, Jenny. All right there, Jenny. All right.
867-5309.
I know.
They're not doing you any favors, Coach.
Go for 2.
No, they're working on their field goal.
It is third. Go for 2.
Listen to you, so funny. All right.
Hey, you cut him off before I could talk. I was going to tell him I was looking forward to seeing him in Denver.
I know. I didn't.
Oh, there it is, Coach.
Come on, catch it. Yes.
Oh, she dropped
it. Oh, come on. Come on. And for those of you at home trying to figure out why I'm freaking out right now, I called this game with 35-14, and I just need something to come true. That's all.
That's all you're looking for. And with that, you get 35-12. You're off by 2 points. So you do not win the major money pot tonight. It rolls over to next week.
There we go.
For those of you that don't know, we put $500 a week into a pot,
and nobody's ever guessed the exact score. So
so it's up to like $12,000 now.
Nobody in here ever has $500.
Right. I mean, it's monopoly money, but it still matters.
It's an IOU.
It is. It's free back rubs. That's what I call it. It's back rub time.
It's got pictures of our faces on it.
Yes, it's like Mother's Day when you give them the free coupons and you say, hey, I'll clean the house for free or I'll make you dinner. You know, little free coupons, always nice.
It was funny that you said your mom allowed you to pick the movie Pet Sematary.
Yes.
Because my first date was that movie, and my mom drove me there.
Did she go to it?
And she sat in the back of the theater, and when the movie was over, and every one that was in that group that went with us.
I think you remember you telling me the story.
She snuck down and got behind the seat, and while the credits were playing, she jumped up and went roar, and growled and scared all of us to death. And embarrassed me greatly.
Yes.
Yeah, I took a girl on a first date to see From Dusk Till Dawn.
Okay.
Stay inside.
That came out.
There goes Toombs. There she goes.
All the way.
She's going to run out of bounds.
That was smart.
Yeah, don't save yourself. Don't get blasted. But it's not a great first date movie.
You sure?
Because when Selma Hayek got naked, I was like, this is getting awkward.
Oh man.
Selma Hayek's a handsome woman.
Jake Metters just got very upset at you. First down and 10 here at the 37.
Well, I mean, everybody can agree that she's good looking. She's good looking. I mean, that's a fact.
Hey, you said it. I didn't. So, cramps again on the field, Coach. It's just one of those things.
All right, talk to me a little bit about going into the last game of the next game next week. What are the Atlanta Phoenix and the Texas Elite are going to have to do? We've seen both of these teams several times. Talk to us a little bit about both these teams right now. What are they going to have to do to stop each other and be successful?
Well, I think that, the Texas Elite have played these games before and have been wildly successful playing these games. We just saw what they did to Utah a couple of weeks ago when that game was over rapidly. But, Atlanta has to show up with a plan and stick with their plan. And they have to be able to make sure that when the Texas Elite just ran over the Utah Falcons. I'd like to think that the Atlanta Phoenix run defense is slightly better than that. So stopping the run for them has got to be paramount. And if you can stop the run, then you might make Texas play, left-handed a little bit and give yourself a chance. I still think the game is going to come down to, who protects the football, and you can't have penalties like the late hit out of bounds penalty, and you can't turn the ball over and things of that nature, all the things we talk about. But you are playing on the road, so you better be ready to get their best punch early. And if you can survive the first, 7-8 minutes of the game and let it settle in and play, then you're going to be in good shape.
Adam, what are your thoughts?
Texas Elite's just got to do what they do. I mean, and as far as the Atlanta Phoenix goes, they've got to be efficient in the passing game.
Yep.
And they've got to do what they do. And don't make stupid mistakes. You can't fumble the ball. You can't commit dumb penalties. Those kind of things you have to throw to the wayside if you're going to compete at a high level. That's just how it goes.
Is Nebraska almost in the red zone up there, Coach?
Yep, they're inside the 28.
They are at the border of the red zone. And there's a jump ball. Uh-oh. Who's that?
Phoenix out for a gain of 12 on first down.
Well, it's not a good sign for the Fire.
It's not a good sign for your prediction.
Well, maybe they'll fumble.
Make them fumble, make them fall.
Fumblerooski.
Ball's
I tell you what, though, I'm looking forward to the matchup, and I would be sorely disappointed if it was a blowout either way.
Right. I mean, because what we're thinking is we're going to see them in the championship game or the conference championship game.
Yeah.
June 15th.
I personally think that they're better than anybody out of the Pacific region.
Okay.
nice cut.
I think that these two teams are, the two best, which is, unfortunate because when does crossover play occur?
Right. Well, you had crossover tonight. I mean, but it only.
But I'm saying
right. It doesn't occur.
Playoffs. It doesn't occur. It's a straight line.
Right. I mean, they're going to play. I mean, realistically, the question will be: can Seattle upset Utah?
The two best teams are going to play in the Atlantic Conference Championship.
And I don't know. I mean, you're saying that. I don't know if I agree with that, but because
who's better than either one of them?
Right now,
right now, who's better than either one of them?
It was a very interesting game to begin with in Atlanta. I mean, it was 14-6 at half with the Fire. Granted, they had on
they're coming off a 2-week.
I understand, and they've done their best to add their points right here. Balls on the ground.
She was down.
I mean, when we talk about what they're averaging per game, points-wise, I totally understand that. I mean, right now they've been able to keep it within. I think they've stopped opponents to about 6 points a game. So this is a big deal on this part. So, I mean, it's going to say a lot overall-wise. I'm not willing to count out the 4 teams on the right side, Utah, Seattle, Surge, and L.A. I think any of those 4 teams, if they come to play on Cup 9, they could win, and they could beat either Atlanta or Texas. No, I don't think Nebraska, Alabama, or the Pumas are going to be in the championship. It's going to be the 2 teams playing up on this screen right now, both in white. Texas lead on defense, Phoenix on offense right now.
Yeah. Craig, your thoughts on somebody from the Pacific beating either one of these teams?
I mean, because that's what we're talking about right now.
I would think Seattle and San Diego, would be the 2 teams that I would pick because they have the offenses that would give the Phoenix problems. Now, I don't know if either one of those offenses can block Texas. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But on the outside edge where everybody we talk about tries to get to on Atlanta, then that would be what I would say. And that would be the reason why I would say Seattle has a prolific, West Coast passing attack, in my opinion. I think San Diego does a really good job of using motion, smoke and mirrors, whatever you would like to call it, as we get under 5 minutes right here in this fourth quarter. But other than that, I think that if Texas and Atlanta show up and play physical, I think that what they do, as this could be a touchdown right here, and it is, 5-yard scramble off the bootleg for the Phoenix.
Yeah, Langley gets in.
Yep.
Hey, can we see the remaining schedules for Seattle and Utah? Or Seattle and San Diego, I'm sorry.
Well, here's another thing, Coach. What does Utah run? They run the option.
Yeah.
All right. What is it? We've seen Texas play Utah.
Right.
And we saw Texas's speed completely eradicate anything that Utah tried to do. As we watched Texas run down the sideline at breakneck speed on the seam route or the fade route. Snap, touch, kick. It is good. And that makes it 42-12. One of the things that I like about what the Phoenix have done so far, and it happened a little bit tonight when they played a little bit of coverage after they got the lead in the game and they took some people out of the box. But one of the things I like about them is they have been really stout against the run. And I think that they would give Utah all that they wanted because of that. That's why I think that the Phoenix and Utah game would be a great matchup. I think San Diego and the Phoenix would be a great matchup because you would have a battle of wills. A team that wants to use smoke and mirrors to get to the outside, but doesn't really play all that great, power run defense, so that the Phoenix would be, might think they had an advantage.
Shootout.
Yeah, I think it might be one of those games where it's 35-28. I think the games would be really interesting. Now, I don't think the Fire, I don't think North Florida or any of those teams could go and play with San Diego or Seattle or Utah, but I think Texas and Atlanta are just as good as anybody in that other conference.
Well, a quick update, Coach. You were asking that one particular question of what Seattle and San Diego Surge have left. They're off for 2 weeks. They go on a 2-week break. Their last game is the last week of the season, June 1st. They're playing the Seattle Majestics. Are going to go play the Rebellion. And the San Diego Surge are playing the Denver Lady Bandits.
See, how did they not have to play the Falcons in the same side?
I can't. Other than
see that
well, because there was a crossover with New Orleans. Maybe they were doing with. I understand.
It sounds like home cooking.
Well, it's logistics too.
That's true.
I mean, they're trying to look at logistics from a traveling perspective. It's easier from a Utah to go play the Lady Bandits.
So Texas can get to Utah.
Yes,
but Utah can't get to Seattle.
Financially, it's better to go there instead of going there. So you keep everybody, because nobody in L.A. and Seattle played everybody in L.A. and Seattle played each other. Okay, the Bobcats played the Surge and
the Rebellion.
And they even played, I think, the Denver and the Prowlers.
See,
I know. I hear what you're saying.
It sounds like schedule cooking to me.
Well, I mean, they're going to see each other. The first matchup, if things begin to hold serve a little bit, you're going to get Utah versus Lady Bobcats. And you're going to get a rematch between Majestics and the Surge. Okay?
I think that's what we'll see. And then we'll see, it's hard to say until things check out next week with
the Pumas and Fire.
Well, with the
neat thing is
the Texas and the Falcons,
right?
Or the Phoenix.
Part of me, I'd love to see the Phoenix
Texas
play.
Texas again.
Did they? Yeah. I'd love to see the Nebraska Nighthawks play the Phoenix in round 1 since we haven't played Nebraska.
Yeah, that would be an interesting game.
Yeah, I don't really want to.
So.
I don't want to see a rematch with the Fire and the Pumas.
No, that'd be the third time.
Because the Elite hadn't played the Fire and the Pumas either.
No.
So just like what you just said, the Elite didn't have to play Fire and the Pumas, and we played them twice.
And they're probably thinking we got to play the Fire and the Pumas, and
right.
they had to go play Utah.
Well, they wanted to.
Did they?
Yeah, they did.
Oh, try.
But I'm thinking if I'm the San Diego Surge, the Seattle Majestics, the LA Bobcats, the fact that you didn't play what's supposed to be the premier team on your side.
Well, somebody would disagree with that and say the Majestics. I mean, to me, that's where you get that championship.
Yeah, but
match.
I'm saying,
I see what you're saying.
Going into the season,
I know, but you also
Utah was supposed to be the stuff.
But you got to look at the logistics. If you're trying to deal with finances and make sure, the bottom line is you're still going to get that matchup in L.A. You're going to get the Seattle Majestics playing the Utah Falcons in the championship game for the Pacific Conference. That's what you're getting. Now, L.A. and San Diego are going to have an argument about it, but not too much. Quick update on all the scores right now. Atlanta Phoenix up 42-12.
Just
roughly
got a fumble.
about 3 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter. The Majestic still up on the Surge 20-13. The Utah Falcons 41-6 over the Hippies. And we're still looking for any information that we have on the Prowlers. Don't know if that, because they kind of came off the don't know if that game actually took place. And the other game that we're looking for is we know what the score is here. It's 48-0. Texas Elite Spartans over the Nighthawks.
Man, I'm really shocked by the Seattle score. I thought the Surge at home would win that game.
Well, it was a great game last week. It came down to that fumble that we showed on the broadcast.
How much time is left?
It's still in the third quarter, but it's score screen. So, it could be delayed just a little bit. We'll be bringing a couple broadcasts to you next week. We definitely look forward to you tuning in with us. We appreciate everybody hanging with us. We will watch till the end of the Elite game. Once that game's over with, we will, call that till the end, and then we'll bid everybody adieu. Talk to me about the players of the game for the Phoenix over the Fire here. Who would be – we have not had a breaking barrier Phoenix. Is there somebody that really stood out here tonight for the Phoenix that possibly could give them a breaking barrier?
I would say Renika Toombs or Brittany Smith. One of the other.
I would say Toombs. Toombs was a difference maker when she started touching the ball on offense.
She sparked it.
I mean,
That was a nice run. I mean, down the sideline she went and then got
the drive.
Yeah.
To score the second touchdown in the first half.
That was all.
That was her.
That was her.
Just 6 runs back to back to back.
Yep. And just it was just we're looking right now. I'm just kind of updating these stats. They're getting close right here to 3 bills.
On running,
rushing the ball.
Wow, that says a lot from the offensive line perspective.
Oh yeah, they played well tonight.
That putting that whatever speed option look in, that's been really good.
How many flags will get thrown out on that
There's
play?
that bucket of flags again. We expected rain today, and the yellow rain is falling.
Yes.
Got you a Home Depot bucket running down the sideline full of flags.
And that is
full of flags.
That's going to be a hold. And it's going to push it back.
Well, it'd be very nice next year if every single game was streamed in a matter of HD quality that you could get, and it would work. In the sense to be able to allow everybody to watch all 5 of these games that are on right now from an HD perspective, to be able to do that. That to me is a plus.
It'd be great to be able to talk about them.
Yeah.
And, so I think what would have to happen is we would have to visit each facility during spring to kind of get an idea. Meet some players, meet some coaches. Really sit down and talk football.
We'd be doing that in the fall, and I know that we don't have nothing. I am well taken care of in the fall, man.
You and I both.
So it just
I'm just riding the clock.
Now that we got admin over here.
I hear you, but the summertime, the winter time would be fun to take some trips around and talk to them.
Well, that'd be a perfect time.
Yeah. Oh no, I'm not gonna lie. That'd be interesting. So it would.
I've never been to Seattle. Never been to Utah. I've never been to anywhere on the West Coast.
Well, you got
the furthest west I've ever been is Iowa.
Okay, and that's just random right there. That's all that is. So that's good.
That was on a bus trip.
What did they just do right here?
I fell asleep looking at corn, and I woke up looking at corn.
Well, that's corny.
Yeah, because we went through Iowa and Nebraska, which are basically the same place.
Craig, you make another comment like that, sir, you're going to have to leave. I'm just letting you be honest with you, man. That was rough.
I was just channeling my inner David Hughes.
I'm telling you, man. We're getting close to ending the games on both ends. Both of them are very well taken care of.
Yeah, blowouts.
I can't believe this Phoenix game has gone on as long as it has.
Well, as my filmer at the location keeps giving us clock time, if anything, you're looking at right now it's 42 or 41? 41?
42 to 12.
42 to 12. And at halftime it was what?
14-6.
Exactly.
And in the second half drives where they had 29 plays in the first half, the first drive of the second half was 11 plays. They've had a one play drive where they had a touchdown. The Phoenix had a one play touchdown drive, and they had a drive where on the second play of the drive they threw an interception. But other than that, everything has been multiple, 6 plus plays, and they've really dominated. They've thrown the ball 7 times in the second half. It's been a really nice performance from that perspective. And now they're going to throw it right down the seam right here. And they're going to be 3 for 18 passing tonight. And one of those referees just said, "Don't throw the ball."
Oh, my goodness.
Did you see that up top?
Yes.
Yeah, they punted it, and she did the old, I'm picking up and running it when everybody else wasn't ready for it.
Oh, wow.
And she took it down the sideline, all the way down, meaning the Texas lead took it all the way down to about
They're going to score again.
Yes.
Wow. Man, they're –
But after the Texas Elite plays, plays the Atlanta Phoenix, they are done for the season. That is their last game of the season next week.
Who does Atlanta have left?
They have one team remaining. They play them the 28th, and it's the Houston Heat.
Okay.
At Pebblebrook.
All right, cool
Hoping
deal.
that game's going to occur. So.
The Heat thinking about not coming?
Well, no, I just say I hope the game occurs. The last game of the season, you want everybody to be able to do it. It's Memorial Day weekend. It'd be great to come over here to hot Atlanta and enjoy yourselves. There are only 2 games that weekend on the 25th.
Where'd they mark her out at? The 22?
We got the Surge at the Rebellion playing. That should be a fun game. And we got the Phoenix and the Heat playing. So we have a 7 and a 9 o'clock kickoff for both of those games. So only to have 2 games should be a lot of fun. Being Memorial Day weekend, we hope that that might be the case.
And there you go, Coach. That's right at 300 yards right there.
What's going to be hard is that we might go on location for that game on the 25th.
Oh, yeah?
We might. It'd be a lot of fun. Since there's only 2 games going on, there might be it'd be nice to do some interviews with folks. So if that actually game gets, I could see us packing up and going, and enjoying ourselves, kind of doing a what is it called,
throwback
preparation for the championships.
Yep.
Get the drone out, have a little fun, do some sideline camera work.
Wow, that was almost a great.
That's a good idea.
I think so.
Prep everything, do a test run.
Yeah.
Before Denver.
Yeah. So I think those will be good ways to do that.
I feel like maybe somebody's already contacted you and you're just not telling us.
You sound like a little kid that's trying to figure out if he's getting toys for Christmas.
There it is.
If Santa Claus is not getting his stuff. So it's good. It's cute. We should rent you out for a party. So it's not a bad day. Not a bad day. Well, I know y'all are coming to the end of this. Looks like they might be coming to the end here of both games. Want to say thank you so much for tuning in with us. We've had great viewerships across the board. Able to watch to see who's tuning in with us. We had some peak watch footage on Facebook, which is awesome, all the way through YouTube and through Twitter. Only had 2 games tonight. Next week, definitely going to have more than that. Looking probably, I would say probably a 4 out of the 6 games. It looks like the Elite's going to get in again.
The juggernaut has exploded again.
But we appreciate the Nighthawks finally figuring out how to get us some footage instead of the webcam. Y'all have done a great job with that, being able to bring that footage across the board. It's great to see the comments come across on Facebook. Y'all are doing a great job of tuning in and being a part of this WNFC TV family, and we definitely appreciate that.
Well, that ball was snapped and nobody moved.
No, I think there were more, and then she popped that thing right out to the flats.
That wasn't a bad job by her, because I know what I'd have been thinking right there. It's time for me to get up out of here. Everybody's running at me. 2nd down and 7 at the 25.
No.
They blocked
snap.
it.
Bad snap.
That's the second one tonight for
Texas.
Texas, yeah.
I love to see a little nick in the armor. Oh, little arguments.
Here we go.
A little tussle, a little tay-to-tay.
I think that's it, ladies and gentlemen.
For the Phoenix.
Great job by the Atlanta Phoenix.
That is a dominant performance.
To their credit, the Alabama Fire never gave up.
No. Especially, and it would have been real easy, too, with everybody dropping, with heat cramps, things like that. But, quite frankly, in the second half, the Phoenix showed what kind of dominant offense they can be. They just controlled the game in the second half.
Hey, the Atlanta Phoenix would like to thank the following sponsors for sponsoring tonight's game: Peach State Healthcare, Revolution Chiropractic, and Dream Medical. Those were the sponsors for the Phoenix for this evening.
And for the whole year, Coach, right?
All home games.
We got one more home game. It'll take place Memorial Day weekend. Should be a lot of fun. Come on out if you're in Atlanta area. Enjoy yourself. Don't know how many people come from Houston to see the game, but it will be a lot of fun to get that part going. Once again, glad to have everybody with us here. We're going to wrap up this game with the Texas Elite versus the Nebraska Nighthawks.
This game's been wrapped, buddy.
It has. It's been put a bow on it.
Because it's 56 now, right?
It is. 20-13, Majestic over the Surge still. Still kind of looking for updates there just to see how everything will play out. We'll throw up the power rankings a little bit and kind of show you where everything is across the board.
I don't think the return people were ready for that kickoff return either.
No.
That's been a reoccurring theme tonight, Coach. Referees not playing that game of letting everybody get set, just blowing the whistle and saying, if you're not out here, tough. You had all week to get ready for this game.
What you see right here that we're coming across here, this is what occurred before the start of week 6. And this is where everybody lined up from a point of strength and schedule. Looks like they're going to call the ball game.
Yep.
For both teams.
Yep.
So Cup 9, several weeks away, about a month and a half. Atlanta Phoenix increasing to 4-0. Texas Elite going to 5-0. They have one more game, meaning the Elite does, next week against the Phoenix. So it should be a lot of fun. Adam, Craig, thank y'all so much for tuning in, talking a little football with us.
Oh, yeah, man.
It's been a lot of fun tonight.
I mean, it's been an absolutely enjoyment. We're very happy to have everybody with us. We're going to go ahead and bid adieu. Happy to all those mothers out there. If we'd have had the Justin Timberlake song from Saturday Night Live, that would have been nice to put in there, but I'm not going to do that on that part. That was good with Andy Sandberg. We might have to watch that before we leave.
There you go.
Get a little giggle. So, everybody have a wonderful Sunday. Be safe. Take care of yourself. We'll see you next Saturday night. Good night, ladies and gentlemen.